Good evening, everyone, and welcome in once again to Tomahawk Valley for some high school football action. As tonight, your Madison Central Indians celebrate homecoming as they welcome in the Warhawks from Great Crossing High School in Scott County. Michael Watkins here alongside John Clark for this Friday Night Lights on WBON TV. And our coverage, as always, is presented by Bishop's Small Engine Repair. With a variety of outdoor power equipment is second to none. In all of Richmond, there isn't a friendlier, more knowledgeable staff than Bishop's. They're happy to help you find the perfect outdoor power equipment, service, or the parts you've been looking for. And you can check out more online at bishopsmallenginerepair.com or stop by and see for yourself on North Estill Avenue in Richmond. They also have a location in Scott County up there in Georgetown. So if you're watching from the Georgetown area on the broadcast tonight, go by and see our friends over at Bishop's in Georgetown as well. Coach Clark, Michael Watkins here with you. And, Coach, it is homecoming. Always an emotional night for the players and the fans. And for tonight's Madison Central team, you know, homecoming is tonight, but they don't have a game next week. Sometimes, you know, you have that look-ahead spot, but for Central, they have no excuse but to come out here and try to keep this momentum going that they built last week.
One thing I don't miss as a coach was working around homecoming. Like 2 weeks before it even happens, kids want to miss practice to go to interviews. You've got guys that miss the halftime adjustments.
Yep.
The worst thing you can have is a halftime where you have a starter being crowned king and you've got to make an adjustment with him on a play while he's out there. So, I'm going to be glad to watch this one from the stands.
It is the Chenault Vineyards pregame show. Chenault Vineyards has become the premier event venue in Madison County. Check out their jam-packed lineup of things happening all year long and get your tickets now for Easton Corbin coming up in October at Chenault Vineyards right here in Richmond. You can like the Chenault Vineyards Facebook page and also like the Facebook page, The Vine, at Chenault Vineyards. It's where all the fun things happen there with their live concerts. But plenty of fun things happening over at Chenault. So be sure to like their Facebook page or visit ChenaultVineyards.com. Coach, you look at this matchup tonight, Great Crossing coming in, but just one win on the season. They actually got that last week against another down Lexington team in Paul Lawrence Dunbar. But we know what this team is capable of. They do like to throw the football. And as we talked about in the before we're coming on the air here, you pointed out that Central is still struggling to consistently stop the pass. Scott County figured that out last week and burnt them on multiple occasions. Great Crossing expected to come out, and I would think they were going to throw the football as well.
Yeah, and I think Great Crossing is this is a 1-4 team you don't like to maybe have as homecoming, and the reason being is 1-4 on the surface in high school football looks like they're trash, but when you really dive into them, their 4 losses came 4 games in a row against every team was top 5 ranked in their class.
Yep.
So they've not played an unranked opponent yet this year other than Dunbar, who they put it on last week. They are chucking it around the field. They're averaging 131 passing yards per game, and their 58% completion percentage. I think there's been 1 turnover in the air. So I think if you're them, you flip on the film, you see how stout Central is in the box, and then you sit there and go, okay, they're getting behind them. I think their game plan has got to be to go to the sky tonight.
Last week on the offensive side for Central, it's finally seemed like they put it all together against a very, very good Scott County football team. Central ran the ball well from start to finish. They limited the mistakes, which had been a problem through the first 4 weeks of the season, and they took advantage of the mistakes from Scott County. We saw Carson Herbst throw 1 pass. That went for a long touchdown to Quincy Compton. And it seemed like everybody last week did their job for the Indians. When they play like that, they can really contend with a lot of these teams in Central Kentucky, if not beat them.
Yeah, I mean, and we've known this from week 1. We talked about it. This is the best Central team across the board I've ever seen. But, I mean, they're literally some bonehead mistakes away from being 5-0.
Yeah.
I mean, they really are. They lost by 1 point to a Johnson Central team that's good, that, you know, we had a touchdown called back and also had a dropped 3rd and 13, like some things. and they had to go for 2 to win the game at the end. And then also you're a 2-point loss against North Laurel, where we just really kept shooting ourselves in the foot after really dominating a lot of the game. So I saw the rankings came out for the state. Madison Central is ranked top 25 in the state this week, and I think they are a top 25 team. But the way it works, you don't stay there if you don't execute week in and week out. And this is going to show us, is this team mature enough to do it 2 weeks in a row?
Yeah, this team is 3-2 on the season, but those 2 losses by combined 3 points. And again, it was really their own mistakes that caused those 2 losses. And again, you're not going to play perfect football week in and week out, but if you execute the way you're supposed to execute, as you said, this Central team could easily be 5-0 right now. We look at now our Madison HVAC game time temperature as kickoff nears 23 minutes away. It is currently 76 degrees. It feels like 76 if you look at the weather radar, but it feels like 85 or 90 right now. That sun is just making it so hot.
Yeah, we're getting baked up here, aren't we?
It is a lot warmer than 76, or it feels like it's a lot warmer than 76. But it is supposed to get down in the upper 60s tonight by the end of the game, and it's starting to really, really get closer to that fall-like weather, that football-like weather that we all love. And when it does that, you know that the temperature change that we're seeing, right now it's kind of chilly in the morning, really hot in the afternoon, kind of chilly over the night as well. And that can put a wear and tear on your HVAC system. Don't let yourself down by failing to have your HVAC system inspected before we head into winter. Visit MadisonHVACR.com and let their experts keep your system heating and cooling all year long. That's Madison HVAC. You can also like them on Facebook. Coach, as we get ready for kickoff, Madison Central Great Crossing, we'll step aside for a quick 3-minute commercial break here on the Chenault Vineyards pregame show. Plenty of more to get to as we break down this matchup between the Indians and the Warhawks on WBON TV and WEKY.
We would like to invite you to join our family at Bishop's Small Engine Repair.
Outdoor Power has become a family tradition, with 3 generations here bringing you years of experience.
We will help you find the best selection of outdoor power equipment from Co-Cadet, Grasshopper, DeWalt, Makita, Echo, Shindawa, and now Steel in our Georgetown store.
Or bring your equipment into our service department. We will keep it running for years to come.
And as with all families, we have to keep Mama happy. So come on in and see us at Bishop's Small Engine Repair in Richmond and in Georgetown.
You know what they say. Every great season starts with a strong lineup. Neat agility, the Trailblazer cuts through traffic like a wide receiver in the red zone. Power, the Silverado handles work and tailgates like a linebacker on a mission. And if you're ready to go electric, the Equinox EV has the range to go all the way. No matter your game plan, Jack Burford Chevrolet has the vehicle that suits your drive. Stop in, suit up, and let's kick off your next adventure.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
You've heard the name Chenault Vineyards, but what do you know about it? Chenault Vineyards is a place for the community to enjoy. Central Kentucky's premier event and wedding destination with 5 event venues, full-service catering, over 13 varieties of wine, live music entertainment, seasonal food options, weekly themed Wednesday night out and girls night out, trivia, murder mystery date nights, and free yoga on the point with beautiful views. Everyone can find something to do at Chenault Vineyards. Want to know more? Follow them on Facebook and Instagram or plan your night out at ChenaultVineyards.com.
We all have dreams. For some, it might be playing professional baseball like Keenan Wiley, former Madison Central baseball player, did. For others, maybe it's just dreaming of your forever home. Well, after a career of playing the game that he loved, now Keenan has another dream, helping you find that dream home. Check out the new development at Crutcher Pike Estates here in Richmond. Like Keenan Wiley Real Estate on Facebook, and let Keenan help guide you through the process of finding your dream home in Central Kentucky. Welcome back into the Chenault Vineyards pregame show. Chenault Vineyards, the premier event venue in Madison County. You can check out their jam-packed lineup of things happening all year long, including Easton Corbin, country music star, coming to town in October. Get your tickets now at thevineky.com. But the Vine at Chenault Vineyards, a concert destination all year long. Coach John Clark, Michael Watkins here with you. And Coach, now take a look at our Keenan Wiley Real Estate keys to the game, and Madison Central coming off that big win over Scott County really seemed to finally put it all together. Both sides of the football played excellent. Did give up a lot of passing yards to Scott County, which, you know, the Cardinals not really known for passing, but they saw a weakness and took advantage of it. So tonight, we're thinking the keys to the game might be you need to kind of fix that side of the football and stopping the pass.
Yeah, I think you got to tighten down the secondary. I think if I'm the Warhawks, I'm coming out slinging it, and they're kind of designed to do that as is when you look at them statistically and what they do. So we've got to tighten up the secondary defensively. It's not been an issue for us because we haven't faced a team that's really been a passing team yet. So
and might not all year long, really.
No, but we are giving up. Our opponents are completing 77% of their passes, which is insanely high in high school, and they're averaging 12.2 per catch, which is a first down every catch, which, as good as we've been defensively, defensively we're giving up nine points per game, and we're only giving up 3.1 yards per carry on the ground. That's insane, right? So if we can really tighten down that secondary, I think that's vital tonight.
That's a big stat to pay attention to. Also, I think for the Indians on offense, you've got to do what you do. You've got to run the football and keep this great crossing offense on the sidelines. Last week, the Warhawks did play much better again, albeit against a Dunbar team. They did put up 55 points, so they can score the points. They can put the ball in the end zone. So for Central, you want to try to keep that clock in your favor, keep the score in your favor, and keep that high potent offense from great crossing on the sidelines. We are having a great night here in Richmond. It is homecoming, and those were your Keenan Wiley Real Estate keys to the game. If you're looking for your new home in Richmond or in Central Kentucky, Keenan Wiley Real Estate may have the answer. Right now, they have some beautiful listings at Crutcher Pike Estates, just off Barnes Mill Road here in Richmond. You can like Keenan Wiley Realtor on Facebook for more information. Kickoff is just over 15 minutes away, and if you're watching... Excuse me,
right?
Unable to come out to the game tonight, we will have all the homecoming festivities for you at the half. So stay tuned for that. There will be no band performance tonight. The Madison Central Marching Band, they are on the road for a big competition this weekend, so they will not be here tonight, but we will have the homecoming festivities coming up later on during the broadcast. So stay tuned for that at halftime, but for now, here on the Chenault Vineyards pregame show, we'll step aside for another commercial break and be right back on WBON TV and WEKY.
Hey! Oh my gosh, your husband is so hot. I know. No, like really hot. I know.
We've got to call Joseph's Heating and Air.
Is your AC unit not cooling? Call Joseph's Heating and Air. Your experts in fast, reliable AC maintenance and repair. They'll keep you cool when it matters most. Proudly serving Richmond, Lexington, and surrounding areas. Don't sweat it. Call Joseph's Heating and Air.
Hi, I'm Gwen from Gwen's Fine Jewelers, and we would love to invite you into our family-owned business.
Select from our beautiful Valina designs, Carriza designs, or we can custom design your dream ring. Gwen's Fine Jewelers is your exclusive Kendra Scott boutique in Richmond. Special financing options available, on-site jewelry repair, and layaway. Find your dream ring at Gwen's. Gwen's Fine Jewelers, where dreams come true.
To some, it's just a boat. But to Jim, It's his escape from meetings, traffic, and the grind of daily life. He may not catch any keepers, but he wouldn't trade his day on the lake for anything in the world. That's why his boat is insured by Kentucky Farm Bureau. But it's not just Kentucky's Farm Bureau. It's Jim's Recharge the Battery Farm Bureau.
My Farm Bureau.
David Mayo, John Rader, and Chris Hornsby with Kentucky Farm Bureau.
Granite, marble, and quartz for any surface. Make a lifetime commitment you won't regret.
Wings or strips?
Wings.
No, strips. Guess you gotta flip a coin.
Famous last words.
Wings and strips.
You just can't lose with the split decision meal. Only at Lee's. Famous for a reason.
Your Lee's Famous Recipe locations are proud supporters of our local Madison County High School sports teams. Have dinner tonight before the game at Lee's Berea, just off I-75 at exit 76, or swing by Lee's Richmond, 1000 Center Drive. Since 1974, Linville Insurance has proudly served our community with values that stand the test of time: family, integrity, and service. We lead with kindness, do what's right, help others, and stay informed so you can trust us with what matters most. As a proud Shepherd Insurance partner, we offer the strength of a large agency with the heart of a local one. From business to home, auto, farm, life, and employee benefits, we are your one-stop insurance advisor. Join the Linville Insurance family and experience the difference.
Back here on WBON TV, Michael Watkins, John Clark here on the call with you. So glad to be with you here on a Friday night in Richmond for homecoming as Madison Central is set to host Great Crossing. Kickoff is a little over 11 minutes away for this big matchup tonight for the Indians, who are trying to build some momentum coming off a huge win last Friday over Scott County on the road. Now they're facing the other team from Georgetown in Great Crossing. Central 2-0 all-time against the Warhawks, and a big win last year on the road when Great Crossing was rolling. And I never forget that game, the sleet, the rain, the mix of everything coming down during that broadcast we were doing. But a really impressive effort for the Indians on the road as they got that win last week. A much different Great Crossing football team this year. A little bit of an inexperienced quarterback in Grant Rock, who was on the roster last year, played in 7 games, but did not attempt a pass last season for the Warhawks. He is the starting quarterback coming into tonight's matchup, and you can expect with the athletes that they're able to put out there on the perimeter, Coach, they are going to test this Indian secondary.
Yeah, and just looking at them, again, the numbers in the first 5 games, take away scoring 55 points in a game is not easy no matter who you're playing. They did that against a 6A opponent. Yeah. And then you look at the other 4 games, they scored 21 against Scott County. They scored, so they scored 21 against an undefeated Franklin County that's top 5. So they're scoring against top 5 caliber teams. So I don't think they're coming in super rattled hey, Central got everybody's attention last week in the state. The whole state, they won't sneak on anybody now. But I don't think Great Crossing's coming in with that fear in their belly, because they're sitting there going, we've been there, done that this season. Yeah. We think we can throw on you. I think they're going to have a little confidence about them.
Well, you said the 4 losses that they have on the season have all come to teams in the top, 4 or 5?
Top 4 to 5 in their class.
So, I mean, it's not like their losses are anything that you can be upset about. They've lost to some really good football teams. But Madison Central, if they want to consider themselves the upper echelon of maybe a top 10 Class 6A team, these are the kind of games where you need to come out and kind of put your dominance out there and show that you can consistently do what you did last week. We are here live on the Chenault Vineyards pregame show, and now we'll take a look at our Jerry Goebel State Farm Star Watch. The arrival of fall brings an opportunity to strengthen your safety net and prepare for the unexpected. The wide range of services at Jerry Goebel State Farm include car insurance, homeowners insurance, renter's insurance, life, business, and financial services, and they have a special focus on assisting individuals who are relocating to the vibrant community of Madison County. Visit JerryGoebelInsurance.com to learn more. And you talk about playmakers. Madison Central has got a lot of them on both sides of the football. And as we look at our Star Watch tonight, Corinthian Barnes, coach, kind of set himself apart last week. Now, the offensive line, we know how good they've been through the first half of the season, but Barnes really showed you last week that he can be relied on to carry the football 20 to 25 times if you need him to. Last week, 29 carries, and he dominated against Scott County.
Yeah, and then we've talked about this too. When you run this type of offense that Central's running, he's got to touch the ball at least 10 times in the first half. If he's not touching the rock 10 times in the first half, they're probably behind the sticks. They're probably not on the field much. So, to me, here's the thing. They do what they do.
Yeah.
So the line gets better every week because they're not adding a whole lot to the offense, which helps the line. I don't love it schematically for your opponent, but it does make for better offensive line play. And Corinthian Barnes is as good as reading his blocks and sliding behind his blockers. He knows when they're climbing to the second level. He knows when they're going to be free to get downfield. He uses that, and I really like the way he runs.
Yeah, and the thing that we don't talk about a lot is the offensive line, but also how controlled of the offense Carson Herbst is. I mean, he is so calm, cool, and collected out there as a young quarterback, just in his second year starting, but he's only a junior, and he really seems to have a complete control of this offense. When you look out there, they run the triple option, they rely on him to make the right play, and most of the time, he does just that. There has been a couple, like last week they had the pitch out that kind of messed up a little bit where they had the fumble.
Yeah, but I don't think that was on him. That was the back relationship issue.
So when you look at the control that he has of this offense, that is really impressive as well because they can send him out there. He seems to always make the right play. And with the weapons that he has, whether he's running it himself, handing it off, or throwing the football, this Central team, I think they've got the capability of running really any type of offense, although they seem to be the most comfortable, obviously, in their consistent set that they run.
Yeah, and I love the kid. I think he's one of the most underrated quarterbacks in Central Kentucky right now, and it's because he's thrown the ball 17 times in the first 5 games. Central's averaging 3 passes a game, but this is a kid. He's averaging 21.9 yards of completion. Think about that.
Yeah.
21 yards of completion. That's almost a quarter of the football field. So I would, we say this every week. I'd like to see him open him up more.
Yeah.
I think he can be a 10-pass-a-game guy and very efficient with it to keep the defenses honest. But when you beat Scott County and you don't throw but one time, I don't expect that to change anytime soon.
Yeah, Indians looking good last week. We'll see if they can keep it going here tonight at home. It's homecoming against Great Crossing. Kickoff is just under 6 minutes away. It's Madison Central. It's Great Crossing coming at you live on WBON TV and WEKY.
At Jones Family and Cosmetic Dentistry, we make it our priority to deliver the gentle, compassionate care that you deserve from a dentist. Offering single-visit restoration on crowns, bridges, inlays, onlays, and veneers with CERAC. Jones Family and Cosmetic Dentistry is equipped to handle all your dental needs, from surgical implant placement and restoration, teeth whitening, root canal therapy, and more. And we now have the Cone Beam 3D technology for taking scans of the jaw. For your next dental appointment, call Jones Family and Cosmetic Dentistry at 859-985-0201.
Founded by Kentuckians for Kentuckians, Whitaker Bank is a uniquely Kentucky bank committed to the communities it serves. At Whitaker Bank, you'll find personalized service, a dedication to excellence, and a genuine desire to help you achieve your financial goals. Visit us at any of our conveniently located branches or go to whitakerbank.com to learn how Whitaker Bank can serve you. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky.
Are you tired of living with the pain and discomfort that comes with getting older? If you're like me, then sometimes just getting up can be a challenge. At Orthopedic Sports and Physical Therapy in Richmond, their experts are here to help get you back in the game. Whether it's a sports injury, recovering from an accident, or just the aches and pains that come with age, they'll connect you with someone who can put together a personalized treatment plan and deliver long-lasting results. Visit osptky.com to get started, or go by and see former Madison Central graduate Heather Kleins.
Hey, I didn't order any pizza.
Jake from State Farm. After you saved me so much dough on insurance with that Parker promo, I devised a promo for you.
Here's the deal, Parker. State Farm offers everyone surprisingly great rates.
Right. Pepperoni pockets, cuckoo crusties.
There's no promo, it's just great rates.
And a cider ranch.
When you want the real deal,
Call State Farm agent Jerry Goebel in Richmond today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
At the Galaxy Bowling Center and Champions Bar and Grill, we have activities galore, including video games, bowling, pool, delicious food at Champions, plus karaoke and live entertainment 7 days a week. Enjoy the climate-controlled patio, watch NFL football, and your Kentucky Wildcats all season long. The Galaxy Bowling Center and Champions Bar and Grill, just off exit 87 at 1025 Amberley Way in Richmond.
Honor, integrity, excellence. When it comes to protecting your home, rely on the experts who have served our country. At VC Veterans Contracting, our mission is to make your home feel safe. Our customers constantly rate us 5 stars for our expertise and professionalism. Trust your roof to the veterans who served. Call VC Veterans Contracting today or scan the code on screen for a free quote. VC Veterans Contracting, your roof, our mission.
Back here on WBON TV and WEKY, John Clark, Michael Watkins here with you. And our coverage on WBON TV is presented by Bishop Small Engine Repair right here on North Estill Avenue in Richmond. The captains coming together at midfield for the coin toss. Of course, it is homecoming tonight, and the Indians sending out their captains for the game this evening. You got number 12, that's McElwee, along with Christian Lawson, Quincy Compton, and big number 75 for the Indians, Landon Muncie, who has been so good up front. Him and
he played great last week.
That offensive line, that was really the story of the game last week. Yeah, Corinthian Barnes looked really good, but that offensive line continued to open up holes for him. Central has won the toss. They will elect to receive the kickoff, and the Indians will be wearing those blue uniforms, the blue pants, white numbers, white letters outlined in the red, and they will receive to start the football game. Coach, talk about that. That's one thing that doesn't really get talked about a whole lot, is receiving the opening kickoff or deferring, or what dictates whether you want the ball first or whether you want it first in the second half.
It's such a small thing, but so much goes into it. So during a regular season, it depended. If I felt like we were the better team defensively, I may defer.
Okay.
So put my defense out. It also depends on your kicker. Now, if I can kick the ball out of the back of the end zone and make you go 80 yards and I've got a good defense, I'm deferring every time. I'm going to make you try to score on me early. If I don't have a great kicker, I might want to go offense first and see if we can control the game I think. But one thing is that when we get into the playoffs, we talked about the weather at the beginning of all this. When we get into the playoffs, the weather determined a lot of what I did. If it was windy early in the game, it might not be later. I may take the wind early in the game. If it's raining, it can affect it. So it's a little different in playoffs on how I would gauge that.
You know, when you look at this Indians football team, yes, there is a lot that goes into how they play, with how they do things on both sides of the football. But they have the weapons to really run, pass, control the clock, a high-scoring game. They really can do it all, I feel like. They have had a lot of low-scoring games this season. Tonight could potentially be the highest-scoring game of the year thus far.
Yeah, I agree. You're looking at a team in Great Crossings that will chuck it around, which has kind of been an Achilles heel. You're looking at a team in Central that's coming in very confident offensively, with what they did last week. So I think you could see a high-scoring game tonight, but that's why we play it, right? We're going to figure out if that's what's going to happen. And again, when you're working with high school age kids, good luck predicting what's going to take place tonight.
When you look at what this Indians football team is capable of, I think tonight could be a good test for that young secondary, because Great Crossing, they know, they've seen the film. They will probably come out and test those young guys on the edges at the corners position. We'll see if they have any success. Throwing the football tonight as the Indians will receive the opening kickoff. We'll have Jeff Hairston and Davion DeBruce, two of the fastest kids you'll see out there on the turf, receiving and returning the opening kickoff.
Got to keep an eye on for Great Crossing linebacker number 42, Wyatt Hiley. Young man has 84 total tackles in the first 5 games, 10.5 tackles for loss in 5 games against the competition they played. Is impressive. I would think that they're going to put him in the middle to shut down, try to shadow Barnes a little bit tonight.
So here we go with the kickoff. Hairston, who returned the opening kickoff of the season for a touchdown, will return it from the 5 here. And
he's got a crease.
Big hole. Got wrapped up and held from behind. He'll return it to the 35-yard line. The Indians get good field position on their opening drive. And we are underway Friday. What a beautiful night here in downtown Richmond on the campus of Madison Central High School. It's Tomahawk Valley, and Coach, it may not feel like fall yet, but man, we love this like a few clouds in the sky. I mean, just a perfect night for football.
It really is. Sun's going down. It's going to get cool here in a little bit. This is a great night for a homecoming, great night for football.
Herbst and the Indians have the ball first from the 36-yard line.
Great crossings in a 44 defense.
It's in Compton in motion. We've got a false start immediately. Oh, they're going to say offsides on Great Crossing. Indians might have caught a break there. Compton, he nudged his body just a hair before the Herbst took the snap. I think Great Crossing saw that, and that is what drew them offsides.
Yeah, it's a good break. Again, we talked about it. We talk about it every week. This is a team that has to stay in front of the chains. So, and getting momentum going is going to make a difference as well. Notice Lawson's lined up at tight end again this week. It's a set they used a lot last week.
This time it's DeBruce in motion. They give it to Barnes. Corinthians got a first down close to it. It looks like he does have enough to move the sticks. Needed 5, got 5.5. And Central with a 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line, just across the 46. And a nice-looking play on first down. And we've talked about it how many times. That is usually the very first play they run every single game thus far.
And I think you're going to hear Corinthian Barnes tackled by Wyatt Hiley. That was the first of many potentially tonight.
Back in the set with Compton now taking the handoff.
Yeah, buck sweep to the right side. That's going to be a holding that's coming back. This is coming back.
Another long touchdown that will be called back. They set the edge for him. Compton took it 54 yards for a touchdown, but it is coming all the way back. It'll be 1st and 20 for the Indians after a hold. But a great job by Compton. He hit the edge here. You can see I think it was Muncie that got called for the hold.
It's actually Gentry. It looked like the second puller through. He grabbed the linebacker and slung him around. If he lets go there, doesn't really need to do that. But again, I never mind a hold, to be honest, man. He's being aggressive. He's trying to make his block. One thing that is noticeable if I'm calling the offense right now is how easy it was to break contain there for Central, which I would think would be concerning for Great Crossings.
Is that the third time this year that Compton's had at least a 40-yard play that would have went for 6 called back?
He is a big play machine, but there's been a lot of penalties when he touches the ball.
He had a touchdown called back against Connor, against Johnson Central, and then there had another one called back.
Yep.
So 1st and 20 as they give it to
inside
Barnes.
Trap.
Barnes breaks a tackle. Corinthian, a first down and more. Across the 35, down to the 30. Barnes lowers his shoulder as he gets into the red zone. And a big play for Corinthian Barnes as he shows you just what he is able to do. You really don't see the burst of speed from him a whole lot, Coach. But right here, as you can see on the replay, as he gets it to midfield, he takes that extra burst of speed and gets it down inside the 20-yard line.
Yeah, and in this type of offense, trying to go quick here, got a penalty, it looks like.
Yeah, they tried to catch everybody off.
In this type of offense that Central's running, trap is a staple. Inside trap, it's where you leave one of the D linemen and a guard pulls and kicks him out. It's a quick hitting play in a gap. If trap's hitting early on in the game, that's when an offensive coordinator kind of sits there and licks their chops in this kind of offense. So that's a good sign for Central to see trap hit so quick.
They get 5 yards on the penalty from Great Crossing.
Not Scott County. Don't say that now.
Don't want to come over there and come
you
over
want to do
here
that.
with me. So it's 1st and 5 for the Indians. Herbst to Barnes, or they fake it to Barnes. Give it to Compton. Quincy across the 5-yard line, down to the 4. It'll be close enough for a first down. We'll see if they give him enough to move the sticks. No signal yet. It will be 1st and goal for Central.
Yep. Hey, I just saw somebody put online in the chat that it's Corinthians' birthday today.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
well,
maybe Coach Blair will get him in the end zone here. Give him a little birthday celebration. I vote they give it to him.
Yeah, Barnes, this is prime position for him. It's hard to keep him out from 4 yards away.
A lot of push up front from the line right there. Lathan Coher got a lot of push on the last play in A-gap, which you like to see offensively.
Herbst takes the snap. They give it
There's
to
the
Barnes,
man.
and he will. No sign yet. Taken
his knee was
down
down
at the
short.
2-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and goal from the 1, and why not give it right back to him? Corinthian Barnes, who had a stellar week last week for Madison Central. 29 carries and a huge performance on the ground. 127 rushing yards and a couple of scores for Barnes. And he's back in there on 2nd and goal, lined up behind Herbst. Or Carson will give it to him. Touchdown Barnes from a yard out.
Congratulations to that young man.
Happy birthday, Corinthian Barnes. Touchdown. And the Indians take a 6-0 lead as we look back at it here on the replay. What a great start to this ball game. Barnes carrying the load on the opening drive, and 6 points as the Indians strike first here on homecoming. And that is touchdown number 7 on the season for Corinthian Barnes.
When you get that kind of movement on the left side of the line.
They're going to go for 2 here. Herbst will take it into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. 8-0 lead for the Indians, as you were saying.
Tons of push.
Yeah.
They ran behind. It looked like they were behind Burke right there. And then it looks like William Snell's come in on some reps there offensively in the short yardage scenario. Typically, he's a D-line guy. He had a great down block on the 3 technique, which allowed Barnes just to walk in. So just a ton of push up front.
Indians lead 8-0. We'll be right back on WBON TV. The heat in Kentucky hits hard. That's why having Madison HVAC on your side is so important. Don't waste time. Schedule a maintenance check on your HVAC system and make sure it's ready to handle the constant changing of the weather that comes with living in Kentucky. Your comfort is their promise. Like Madison HVACR Inc. on Facebook or schedule your maintenance checkup at 859-625-1471. Peyton Gilbo will kick it away for Madison Central after a beautiful drive that ends in 6 with Corinthian Barnes on his birthday.
Guessing out of the end zone, what do you think here?
Looks like it'll be a yard into the end zone. The official will blow it dead. So Georgetown's Great Crossing Warhawks will come out with a 1st and 10, and the Madison Central defense, which has been so good this year, allowing less than 10 points per game, will come out here and look to do their thing on homecoming night. And Carson Herbst, who we saw play the safety position last week, Coach, had 2 interceptions late in that game against Scott County.
He is on the field. Yeah. Whew.
First and 10.
That makes me nervous, Michael. I'm not going to lie.
They're going to throw on 1st down. Pass is complete to the near side and being ran out of bounds. A couple of defenders over here on the near side. McElwee in on the stop. We thought Great Crossing would throw the football. They do on 1st and 10, and they pick up 9 yards.
Yes, they come out with a quick game right away. It's just a quick hitch. If you get soft bail coverage, which Central runs a lot of bail techniques, they start up a little tighter than the DB bails. It's a good job timing-wise. They're throwing on time in that hitch scenario.
The sophomore quarterback finds the sophomore wide receiver. It's 2nd and 1 for Great Crossing. They'll throw it again here on the near side. Pass complete for a 1st down as it's caught by Hunter Moody, the senior wideout. Pushed out and a 1st down as Great Crossing goes to the air on back-to-back plays, and they'll have a new set of downs.
So they brought McElwee from the boundary right there on a blitz off the edge, and they threw into the blitz. So this young man at quarterback, to be able to see the blitz throw into it like that's unique for a sophomore. He's been well coached. This is going to be fun to watch tonight.
You know, last week against Scott County, they had, a 5-2 defense for
They ran at 53.
Now they've got 3 down linemen.
Yeah, so back to the 34, 4 high cover 4 shell.
Going to hand it off to the left side. A good hole opened up for the tailback, Luke Ballard, another senior for Great Crossing. He'll gain 5 up to the 39-yard line. So 2nd and 5 coming up.
That's what makes me nervous right there now. We just had the quarterback made the stop, and he got absolute boomed on that play by the running back at full steam. I'm not going to say it all night, but this gives me the cringe feeling, man. I really struggle with it.
Well, and for Herbst, too, I mean, he just loves to play football, so he's not going to shy away from the contact.
And I'm fine with that. If we're in the playoffs, it might be a different scenario. I always worry when it's early in the season.
And on the play defensively again, Carson coming up from his safety position to defend the pass. It'll be 3rd and 5 as Great Crossing's sophomore quarterback Grant throws it complete, or Grant Rock throws an incompletion for the first time on this drive.
So this is the first 3rd down scenario in the game tonight.
Yeah.
So we'll see 3rd downs big in high school football, as it is any football game, but makes a big difference on Friday night. So we'll see how this goes here.
2 receivers each way for Rock.
Coverage is still pretty soft. They still have quick game here if they want it.
Oh, Central going to come off sides. Were they drawn off? We'll see. They think it's going to be against the Indians, and it is. So Central called for the offsides. They were going to bring the house, it looked like, on a blitz against Grant Rock. Great Crossing awarded 5 free yards, and it looks like a first down.
So typically in a scenario when you're 4 wide like that on 3rd down, you expect blitz. There's usually tendencies. Blair has a big he's always been kind of a 3rd down blitz guy. My guess is they probably have a hot route they can throw there. Be interesting to see how that unfolds on 3rd down moving forward tonight.
So it's 1st and 10. Rock again, 2 receivers each way. He'll turn around, hand it off. Running left side is the tailback. Man, another nice play by Carson Herbst coming up to make the tackle. Carson with his 2nd tackle of the game already.
2 tackles and a pass breakup already, and ran the offense down the field. So something to note is safeties are making the play in the alley, which you like to see in this type of defense. When you're running a 34 defense, everything should spill. The safeties should run the alleys, but it's not at a cost. It comes at a cost. That's a 5-yard gain when your safety's making that tackle. So it definitely comes at a cost, but they've got to keep those safeties back there because of the pass game.
I think there's an issue with the clock. The official came over to talk to Coach Blair and Coach Chapman to radio up to the announce booth on the other side where the public address announcer Bart Nicholson is handling things tonight. Bart, just a great guy to have around for Madison Central. He does the PA for football, does it for basketball as well. Just a lot of fun to keep the fans entertained while they're out there supporting Madison Central.
Hey, this would be a good time for an apology from me to number 88, Cody Inchu.
Same for me. Yeah.
Inchu. So you got that right this week on what his name is. So, Cody, we're going to get your name right moving forward, man. You had a good game last week. We're not going to screw it up for you calling it.
Hand off again, and a 1st down and more for Great Crossing. And it might be a touchdown. Hurst trying to chase down the tailback. He won't get to him. And a touchdown for Luke Ballard. 56 yards for Ballard. A huge hole opened up. Central missing a couple of tackles, something we haven't seen a lot this year, and Ballard makes them pay.
Yeah, Ballard's a very, very good football player, by the way. This young man, I believe he led the state in rushing last year. He's got over 700 yards rushing this season. He's averaging about 140 a game. They spread you out. You can run with a back like that. It can be a problem when they can, when you have to respect their pass game.
Extra point is up. We got a whistle. Extra point's good. 8-7 your score. Great Crossing showing they can score the football. And it's a 1-point lead for the Indians here on WBON TV. Pruitt & Sons Auctioneers have over 24 years experience in the auction industry. Whether you're selling real estate, personal property, or liquidating your assets, Pruitt & Sons can help take your property to auction and walk you through the process. Serving all over Central Kentucky, visit PruittAuctioneers.com. And remember, Angela Pruitt for all your real estate needs as well.
When life gets complicated, you need someone who understands. Since 2003, Blevins Law has navigated real estate closings, wills, estates, car accidents, and personal injury cases with care and clarity. If your family has experienced death or injury, make Blevins your first call.
Blevins Law. Compassionate, reliable, real. Call 859-985-5410 to hire Blevins Law for the win. Office is located at 400 Richmond Road, North Berea, or search blevinslaw.net to contact them today. It looked as if the extra point was good, Coach. They signaled it good, but the scoreboard still says 8-6 here at the school. We'll try to make sure we've got our score right, but at the moment it is a 2-point lead for Central. As Jeff Hairston drops back That one goes into the end zone, and there it is, Gage. It is 8-7. We've got it fixed here on the scoreboard.
I thought I saw the hands go up too.
Yeah,
so
a lot going on over there in the press box right now.
It's homecoming, man. They got a lot. They got a lot to deal with tonight.
Bart's got to be ready to say all the names as they come across the field for homecoming. But Madison Central's offense looks really good on that opening drive, but so did Great Crossing, and now we come out for drive 2 for the Indians, who are holding on to a 1-point lead.
Yeah, Great Crossings. They've played tough teams this year. They've played top-ranked teams. They're not a team. They didn't get rattled by being down 8-0 quick. So this is going to be a fight tonight. They're in a 44 defense.
Carson Herbst will hand it off. It's Quincy Compton. Compton breaks through the hole, breaks a tackle, spins away, and Compton breaks a long one at the 40. You are not going to catch Quincy Compton. Feet don't fail me now. A touchdown. Indians go 80 yards on one play, and Quincy Compton finally breaks a long one that doesn't get called back because of the penalty, Coach.
Going into last week, we talked about he was averaging over 9 yards a carry. And we're saying, why didn't he touch the ball more? Then he had a 66-yard touchdown reception last week. The kid is a big play waiting to happen. Good to see him get engaged early to make that big play.
What an answer by the Indians as Compton takes it for the touchdown. And we may have found out what was wrong with the scoreboard. Now it is completely off.
And there's a false start on the Indians there. The way they shifted was inciting a snap.
They're going to call it on Great Crossing.
Wow.
Yeah, they call it offside.
Okay.
They line up in that swinging gate, which was something that Mark Sinners did. You had to coach
and I hated it because they purposely move intentionally quick to make you think it's a snap, and they're not supposed to do things to indicate it is a snap. So I think it's very much a questionable no call most of the time.
So Herbst will hold for Gilboa's PAT. He puts it up to the uprights, and early on in the first quarter,
the timing looked good.
We told you it would be high scoring. 4 minutes in, it's already 15-7 Madison Central on top on WBON TV. Gillum Sports Lounge isn't just a place for good food and hospitality. It's about gathering with family and friends, satisfying those taste buds, and cheering on your favorite team. You can't go wrong with one of their delicious burgers, salads, pizzas, or one of their many appetizers. Order online or stop in and see for yourself why Gillum Sports Lounge has been a staple in Richmond for almost 20 years. Located inside the Richmond Mall. Gillum Sports Lounge. Like them on Facebook to see more.
Bills don't care when payday is. But with CVNB's new checking account, you access your paycheck up to 2 days early, giving you faster access to your money when it matters most. Cover rent, buy groceries, pay your bills. Skip the stress before payday even hits. Open your account today at cvnb.com or visit your local CVNB branch. CVNB. Think better.
Back here on WBON TV is Madison Central coming off an 80-yard touchdown run by Quincy Compton. And, Coach, we come back here. We've got a clock issue, the scoreboard, which is brand new, by the way. This is the first year of this new scoreboard here at the stadium. It is currently not working. The score is 15-7. Central has the lead. I believe there was just over 8 minutes to go when the scoreboard kind of shut down. They're scrambling around right now trying to figure out what the issue is, but it looks as if the officials are going to have to keep the clock themselves down on the field, which will make their jobs a little bit more difficult.
I hated that as a coach because you just don't get real-time updates.
Yeah.
You have to yell at them constantly to get the clock. That can be rough. Hey, worth noting on both last two drives, Great Crossing and Central scoring drives, missed tackles on both sides of the ball. Guys are putting their hats on the ball carrier. We just had a couple of series of missed tackles here. Be interesting to see who cleans that up first.
Compton broke 3 tackles.
Spin move.
Right there, just kept spinning away from him.
You don't see kids use the spin move much anymore. I love it. It's tough to wrap up somebody spinning.
Athletic Director Robbie Cooksey was speaking to the white hat, the lead official here, about the clock issue. So we'll see if that's something that will go throughout the rest of the game. We are just underway here, folks. About 4 minutes into the game, and the clock is officially not working. It will be Great Crossing returning it. The return man goes into the end zone. So it will be another touchback for Gilboa, who has been incredible on kickoffs this year. And he's shown you the leg, Coach. He has struggled with field goals this season and missed an extra point last week against Scott County.
Yeah, and I think some of that's been operations. So we call it operations. The snap has to be right. The hold has to be good. The timing of everything, of the steps of the kicker. If the timing's off, the kick can come off too low. They've had one blocked too low over the center. They've had one blocked off the edge, which is a timing issue. Potentially the line's too tight. Operations looked good. I don't know if you heard me say that. I thought the operations looked smoother during the extra point they kicked. It looked cleaner.
We'll go back to the action here with Great Crossing as they try to answer the one-play 80-yard drive for the Indians. They give it back to Ballard, who had over 2,000 yards rushing last year. Ballard, 267 carries for 2,019 yards and 26 touchdowns. So he is a young man that can carry the load himself on that side of the football for Great Crossing.
But my man Inchu said nope. Nice play by that young man.
Yeah,
we got it right.
Yeah, you got it right that time. Wait, listen, he was incredible last week, but really everybody was defensively.
Yeah. They're back to their three-man front. Snell and Inchu are at the ends, and it looks like they've got Bronson Parker down at the nose right now. They're going with the quicker, faster nose this week. Nice cut back by the back.
Ballard will get it across the 25, taken down just as he gets across the 25-yard line, shy of the 26. So it will be 3rd and 4.
I can already see why the young man did what he did last season running the ball.
Yeah.
He's got great vision. Great vision. That's a lateral run play that he cut back into A gap. Takes a lot of vision to be able to see that. Peripheral vision is what we're talking about.
So it's 3rd down. Great Crossing has gone to the ground on both plays thus far this drive. Trips to the right, one to the left for Rock. He'll drop back to throw. Indians read it well, back in the zone
Scramble
coverage.
drill.
Grant Rock will take off running forward. He's taken down at the 28-yard line. So he's tackled shy of the first down marker. And Great Crossing a yard away. So they get it to the 29-yard line. The offense is saying they want to go for it. A big decision here early on, Coach.
Yeah, and they ran hitches across the board. I thought he had the hitch to the field. He had the softest coverage there pre-snap. Looked like he almost froze. He's a young guy. Trips can be a lot to look at for a young guy out there, but that's a good sign right there for Central to hold right there. This is a big play here, 4th and 1.
Yeah, they're going to try to draw the Indians offside and then call the timeout. So we'll see what happens on the other side. We'll take it with them. We'll be right back on WBON TV.
It's that time of year when we are day and night driving with our kids all over. Your car never stops. At Amco Transmissions, we make sure to keep you rolling. We have the latest technology, certified technicians, and longest warranty to keep your vehicles running strong. We specialize in all foreign and domestic transmissions, drivetrain, or just general maintenance. Did you know at Amco, the average customer saves $1,800 in comparison to the dealer? And Amco has a longer warranty. Come see us at Amco Transmission for the best service and the cheapest prices around. AA MC.
Cars of Kentucky is a proud sponsor of Eastern Kentucky University Athletics. In Richmond, we bleed maroon. Go Colonels. And when you're ready for your next pre-owned automobile, swing on over to Cars of Kentucky. Cars of Kentucky has vehicles starting at $3,000 and up, so we literally have something for every budget. 356 Big Hill Avenue in Richmond, or check them out, carsofkentucky.com. Let's go Colonels.
Great Crossing will end up punting the football as we come back on 4th and 1. The Warhawks get it away, and back to return is Hairston for the Indians. It takes a Madison Central bounce and down to the 45-yard line. So Indians get great field position. Again, the clock is not working. We have no idea how much time is left here in the first quarter.
I'm guessing 7 minutes ballpark. Yeah, it's hard to say. It's kind of fun though, not really knowing here.
The unknown.
Hey, it's a great example of they still have to run, block, and tackle to execute whether the clock's running or not. So.
Well, it's one of those things. How many times have you told your team don't pay attention to the scoreboard?
Don't worry about the scoreboard. Yeah. Literally tonight, right? Same thing to you watching. Don't worry about the scoreboard. Just dig in and
just sit back and enjoy Coach Clark and
quarterback coach from the recliner.
1st and 10. They give it to Barnes. Corinthians.
It's an option.
It to Barnes, and it's Compton who's got it. Make that to Bruce. I was really confused. A great job by Herbst. Barnes had a huge hole had he gotten the football instead of pitch out to Davion, who gets 5.
Yeah, it was a good read on the pitch. He attacked his pitch key, made the pitch. I still think the pitch relationship is really tight. I was nervous there was going to be a fumble there. Usually you want your back 1 yard deeper, but 4 to 5 yards away. And they're about 2 to 3 away. It's a really tight scenario. So that's something they've got to be careful with.
2nd down and 5 for Herbst. Carson will go up under center. He'll hand it off to Barnes this time. Corinthians still on his feet.
Great run.
Ran into his own offensive lineman. Got 7 to move the sticks into Warhawks territory at the 43-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. They'll actually mark it at the 42-yard line. So an extra yard tacked on for Barnes, who continues to look good carrying the load for the Indians.
The Indians still have not been in a 3rd down situation tonight. We haven't said that all year.
Yeah.
That's great if they can stay ahead of the sticks like this. It's they're picking up an average of 5 yards on 1st down, which is good.
They've got a 40-yard run for Barnes already in the 1st quarter and an 80-yarder from Quincy Compton. It's 1st and 10 from the Warhawks 42.
Inside trap.
Compton's got it, finds a hole. Quincy breaks a couple of tackles, and he'll get it to the 32-yard line. Another 1st down. It looks like no signal yet, but Central again gives it to Quincy Compton. They're going to mark him a yard shy. But a great run by Compton again, breaking tackles and finding a crease.
It looked like trap initially. Looking at the replay, that's actually power. Power play with the kick out on the edge and then the guard pulling inside. Good pickup, man. When you can run downhill for 5 a pop like this.
They'll bring Compton out for a breather. He's deserved it. It's 2nd down and a yard. Barnes lined up behind Herbst. Davion DeBruce will get the carry. Right side for DeBruce. Davion breaks a tackle and is brought down from behind. A good tackle by Great Crossing as they bring Davion DeBruce down, but not before he puts the Indians just outside of the red zone. The nose of the football a hair shy of the 20-yard line.
That's buck sweep to the field. Both guards are going to get out and pull in front of the play. That was a play that was called back earlier. That was the touchdown, was the same play. So they're hitting that to the field pretty frequently right now.
Braylon Williams on the stop for the Warhawks. 1st and 10 Indians. They send man in motion.
Inside trap.
Corinthian brought down this time just shy of the 10-yard line. So another big gain for Corinthian Barnes. It'll be tackled at the 12, 2nd and 2 from Madison Central as they work their way down here in the 1st quarter. Again, the clock has gone out. The scoreboard not working. So no clock, no timeouts. We can't tell you much information as far as what's going on the field right now other than the gameplay. But Central, as the clock ticks down here in the 1st quarter, with already a 15-7 lead and looking for more. 2nd and short. Herbst scopes out the defense. Sends DeBruce in motion. They'll give it to Barnes left side. Corinthians stiff-arming defenders and brought down at the 9-yard line. A good stop that time by Trey Campbell, the senior. But it will set up a 1st and goal inside the 10 for Madison Central.
That was a nice tackle by Trey. He was hiding back there at the safety position, it looked like. And I don't think Barnes saw him. He came in an inside-out angle on him, but that's an outside veer. That's the option we saw Herbst pitched earlier. It's the same play that just ended up in a scenario where he gave it that time.
Herbst under center. Gives it to Barnes. Corinthian left side again. And he will fall into the end zone on his birthday. The 2nd time tonight. It's Corinthian Barnes across the goal line for 6. And the Indians take a 21-7 lead. And that time, Coach, it was Barnes just carrying defenders inside the red zone. And another Whitaker Bank touchdown.
That's just an isolation play. Nice blocking up front. Great job by the wing back there. I couldn't tell if that was Compton or DeBruce who that was, but they did a really nice job. And again, man, we don't have our statistician tonight, but I think that we're on our way to Barnes having 10 touches in the 1st half, and look at what it does for the offense.
Yeah, already in the 1st quarter, he's at least got 8 or 9, if not 10.
He really does.
It'll be Gilbo for the extra point. Try to make this a 22-7 score. And Great Crossing, man, they had a guy come off the edge. He was about to take the snap for Central. It was Campbell who made the tackle on Barnes a few plays ago. What the Indians elect to do here.
Scoreboard's lit up again.
Oh, we have live.
It doesn't have anything else on it, but they may, if they move them up, they may go for 2 here.
Yeah, I think they're going to. They're bringing the offense back in. Barnes, DeBruce, and Compton, along with Jeff Hairston, are all coming back in for this play.
I mean, you're averaging probably 12 or 10 yards a carry in the 1st quarter already. Why not go for it right here?
Yeah, the clock says 12-minute, folks. That is not right. They're going to try to get this scoreboard fixed. Maybe between the timeout here. Well, Central going for two. Try to make it a 23-7 advantage. Herbst up under center. He'll keep it himself. Quarterback sneak. And the two-point conversion successful. Madison Central, another beautiful drive. 3 touchdowns in the first quarter. It's 23-7 Indians on WBON TV.
Batteries Unlimited in Richmond has you covered with all your battery needs, plus they're your local stop for U-Haul and your vehicle key and fob headquarters. Check out their new auto detail shop, Aces Detailing, located at Batteries Unlimited. They do simple detailing with a deep, thorough clean for the inside, wash and wax options for the outside, and a deep clean of the engine bay when your ride is dirty. Check out Aces Detailing at Batteries Unlimited.
When the awful Michigan weather makes its way down I-75, you want your vehicle ready for anything. Holland Sons Auto Care knows there's no good time to break down, but especially when it's ice cold outside. So get that preventative maintenance taken care of at Holland Sons on North Keeneland Drive in Richmond. Holland Sons works on the smallest repairs all the way up to major engine work, and they can work on Chevy, Mercedes, and everything in between. So no need to take your German car up to Lexington to overpay when Holland Sons is just off exit 90 in Richmond. Call 859-626-7695 for Holland Sons Auto Care.
Indians will have Peyton Gilboa kick off with a 23-7 lead in the first quarter. Again, the clock is not working at the moment. We'll try to get an update on that situation. This one will be returnable from the 6-yard line for the Warhawks. Making a couple of people miss as Bronson Parker comes in to make the stop. Nice return for Great Crossing as they will set themselves up across the 20 at the 23-yard line.
It's been fun to watch Parker's progression. I know he got some reps early on in that first game against Connor as an outside linebacker. Played a little fullback. Now he's playing some nose. This young man is a sophomore. He's playing kickoff, defense, offense, multiple positions on the defensive side of the ball. I love to see that out of a young player because what that means for him when he's a senior, I mean, it's just tremendous for the team.
Yeah, he and Mathis, who's in there right now, playing that nose tackle spot. Not the biggest guys up front, but they can make an impact.
Yep. And they're always on the move. They're not asking those guys to take on a 300-pounder head on.
Pass complete for the Warhawks as making the catch was Seth Moody, the junior. And
rollout concept there looked like it might have been levels. They're just having guys at different levels that the quarterback can find. You know, that's as good of a run for the offense right now. They pick up 4 to 5 on first down is what they're trying to do. They're using that quick game like it's the run game right there. Something that's been good to see is nothing's been behind the secondary tonight for Central so far. The short game's been there, but not the long game.
2nd down and 7. 2 receivers each way for Rock. He'll take the snap. Quick out here on the near side. That pass is caught. Another completion to number 16, Joel Johnson, who makes his 3rd grab of the game, but only for 4 yards. So we'll bring up a 3rd and 2.
Threw into the blitz again, into the boundary. That's a quick out. He puts the ball a little bit tighter there. The receiver has a chance to make a move, get upfield. You'd like that to be at the sticks offensively, but a little bit short.
3rd down and 3. Indians with this big lead already, 23-7 here in the first quarter.
Now, this is one of those games, again, where they're spread, where McElwee is out of the box. He's playing on the edge a lot tonight. They've sent him on several blitzes. They've been throwing into the blitz when he brings heat.
Rock hands it off to Ballard. Man, Ballard lowers his shoulder, runs over a tackle by McElwee. You very rarely see Johnson. Johnson missed the stop there. But you very rarely see even Johnson miss a tackle. This Central linebacking core is so good at bringing down the ball carrier. But that time, Ballard ran him over and picked up the 1st down.
He runs really low to the ground. Ballard does, and he runs behind his pads. That's a great run by that young man. He's the first back I've seen play Central this year that really does get behind his pads. He is a load.
2 receivers each way again for Rock, with Ballard lined up behind him. Rock, maybe the smallest quarterback we've seen this year. Pass is complete to the far side and making a couple of people miss. Man, dancing around. Ball comes out, and Johnson picks it up. The receiver, it was number 3, Moody, or make it number 2, excuse me, Trey Campbell. He was dancing around, making people miss. I believe it was Johnson who picked up the recovery.
Yeah, and it looks like it was
Herbst. Oh, no, excuse me, coming from the behind. Who is it that knocked it loose?
Number 4.
Number 4 for the Indians. And that's Carter Heyer.
Yeah, it's Heyer. Yeah, Heyer knocked that out. So he made the first guy miss, but you got to tuck that ball if you're going to dance right there because these guys are coming for it. That's a great play by Heyer to punch that ball out.
Indians with a chance to really put some distance between them and the Warhawks here in the first quarter. Another drive, this one starting in Warhawks territory at the 44-yard line. They'll give it to Barnes, near side, Corinthian, and he'll pick up about 7 to the 37-yard line. And
something that has stood out to me like a sore thumb tonight. This is Christian Lawson's second game we've seen him at tight end. I think he might have been a little the week before, but a lot last week. He is making third-level blocks downfield. I've seen 3 pancakes out of him coming from the backside. His hustle is unbelievably noticeable on the field tonight.
First quarter will come to a close. We'll talk more about Lawson and this offensive line for the Indians, who are dominating up front once again on WBON TV.
Cars break down. Tires go flat. Check engine lights show up at the worst possible time. Don't break the bank fixing your car when ABR Auto Recyclers has you covered. They have good used tires, a huge selection of parts, and they can get a large selection of aftermarket parts shipped overnight. They're just a quick drive down 4 Mile, and you can't miss them on Box Ankle Road. You can save 50 to 75% off retail prices. Go see Scott and the gang or check them out online at abrautorecyclers.net.
We would like to invite you to join our family at Bishop's Small Engine Repair.
Outdoor Power has become a family tradition, with 3 generations here bringing you years of experience.
We will help you find the best selection of outdoor power equipment from Code Cadet, Grasshopper, DeWalt, Makita, Echo, Shindawa, and now Steel in our Georgetown store.
Or bring your equipment into our service department. We will keep it running for years to come.
And as with all families, we have to keep Mama happy. So come on in and see us at Bishop's Small Engine Repair in Richmond and in Georgetown.
Second down and 3 as we come back out of the first quarter break. Second quarter beginning here in Richmond. And Central gives it off to Corinthian Barnes. Barnes, another big hole. 1 man to beat. And taken down by Campbell inside the 10-yard line. Another nice play in space by Campbell, who fumbled the football on offense for Greg Crossing, but makes a touchdown-saving tackle there, Coach.
Yeah, that's just a G scheme to the overload side, which is, I mean, that again where I was talking about where Barnes, the run goes outside to C-gap left, but he cuts all the way back to the right side of the field. He understands where his blockers are coming from. It's a nice tackle by that young man defensively, because he's not an easy boy to bring down.
And probably giving up about 7 or 8 inches.
He really was. He hung on for dear life, didn't he?
First and goal for Central yet again as we begin the second quarter. They give it to Barnes Corinthian for the 3rd time tonight. Across the goal line for 6. And the Indians are pouring it on here. Man, another rushing touchdown to make it 29-7.
Yep, same play scored on the last time. That's that lead ISO. He had DeBruce out in front of him. 3 touchdowns in the half. This man's on his way to having a night to state the notice, isn't he?
Yeah, on his birthday, nonetheless.
On his birthday. And, yeah, I mean, we'll see how the score goes, but if he plays a full 4 quarters, he could put up some crazy numbers tonight.
So another Corinthian Barnes touchdown. Central with 4 rushing scores on the night, as Gilboa will come on for another extra point, try to make this a 30-7 lead. Kick is up. Kick is good. Indians well out in front on homecoming night in Richmond. It's 30-7 Madison Central on WBON TV.
You know what they say. Every great season starts with a strong lineup. Neat agility, the Trailblazer cuts through traffic like a wide receiver in the red zone. Power, the Silverado handles work and tailgates like a linebacker on a mission. And if you're ready to go electric, the Equinox EV has the range to go all the way. No matter your game plan, Jack Burford Chevrolet has the vehicle that suits your drive. Stop in, suit up, and let's kick off your next adventure.
Back to the action here as Corinthian Barnes, he will not be crowned homecoming king tonight, but he has been king thus far for the Indians as he has just put across his third rushing score of the evening. And the Indians lead it 30-7. We are just underway here in the second quarter. Central ran, 2 plays in the second quarter. So we're probably right at just over 11 minutes of playtime in the second period right now as Gilboa will drop back to kick it away. Peyton this time coming near sideline with the kick. And it'll be returned. Oh, hurling a defender and then running right into a would-be tackler. Nice stop there. But what an athletic play by the returner.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. You don't love to see guys leave their feet. No. Turnovers and injuries tend to happen, but
it's Raylan Williams. Look at the hurdle right into a would-be tackler on the near sideline, and great crossing. Who's got some work to do, down 30-7 early on in the second quarter.
Yeah, this is definitely a series where if you're great crossing, you need something to happen here. You need to take some time off the clock, keep your defense off the field, move the sticks, but you really need to go get some points on the board, or this could get out of hand, like really out of hand pretty quickly.
There's a flag down at the 30-yard line. Trying to see what that could be. You know, I think at one time hurdling was illegal.
It was. When I was still head coach, you couldn't do it, and they were very particular about it, even if, like, you left your feet at all. Like, they were starting to call crazy stuff for hurdling, but I think they've dropped that recently. Or it just got called. I'm not sure. I thought they dropped it, but they might have just called it.
Well, it's going to be first if they move the sticks back, which it looks like that's what they're doing. So I believe it was called there.
I think they called it here too, so it must still be in the rule books. I know they were talking about getting rid of it at the high school level.
They have spotted the football, and now there's a confusion on with the chain gang here.
Should be 1st and 10 back there. I don't know what they're doing.
1st and 10. Rock going to hand it off. Fake the handoff to Ballard. He's quickly wrapped up and brought down near the 15-yard line as the receiver who made the catch, Seth Moody, taken down.
Nice
about
play.
1 yard picked up.
Nice play by McElwee over there. I mean, if he's not blitzing, I don't know that I want to throw an out route to a slot receiver over there in his direction.
You know, Moose has got that left elbow heavily taped up. He heard it in the Week 1 win over Connor. And Central, who looked really good in that game, looking really good here again tonight against Great Crossing. A 30-7 lead early on in the second quarter, and Central again will come across with a offside. Oh, false start. Scratch that.
Guard moved.
Yeah, so a false start on the Warhawks. So a 2nd and 8 will turn into a 2nd down and 13 for Great Crossing.
So one thing you'll notice about us defensively when we're in that 30 front is those 3 guys, they're rarely, if ever, just playing straight ahead. They're always doing what's called stemming or slanting. They're always working a gap, and then usually one of the 4 backers is coming as well. So usually we're lined up like we're bringing 3, but most of the time 4 guys are coming. One just comes from depth. It can be confusing for a young quarterback to find that.
Rock, this time the left linebacker from the left side coming in on the blitz. As it's completed to Ballard, he'll be spun out of bounds near the 15-yard line, so it will bring up a 3rd and about 6 for Great Crossing.
Another scenario there, we brought the blitz from the inside. McElwee had to drop into coverage. He comes up, makes a nice tackle over there. It was a great read by the quarterback to find the back out of the backfield, but Moose isn't going to miss that tackle.
No.
He's not the guy they want to be throwing into his direction all night. You put him on the short side of the field, and he's got not a lot of room to work with you. He's going to win that fight in the phone booth every time.
He's such an underrated athlete, is McElwee.
He's very, very good. He's always in the right place, positioning-wise. He understands angles well.
5 wide now as they move Ballard out into the slot. They'll throw it. Pass is completed for a 1st down. Nice catch. And moving the sticks for Great Crossing. And a nice job there as they had Ballard coming out on the wheel route, Coach. He drew some attention from that far side safety and allowed the completion to go to Hunter Moody.
Yeah, it's just looks like a 10-yard curl route. Nice tackle there by Quincy Compton getting there as the ball got there. Good job by the young man hanging on because he took a pretty good shot. But, again, 3rd down. So Great Crossing's been in 3rd down 4 times tonight, and they're 3 for 4 on 3rd down. So not a great night on 3rd down so far.
Rock pressured, has to step up into the pocket. He's looking, going deep. Nice ball. And, man,
that's got to be a flag. He's all over him.
Easy pass interference call on Jeff Hairston.
Not a terrible flag by Hairston because he's beat there.
Yeah, and tell you what, how about the throw on the run from the youngster Grant Rock?
Toe right on the original line of scrimmage. He was almost past the line of scrimmage, but that's a heads-up play by that young man. I thought the coverage was good. He was giving up a step. I don't mind that penalty at all.
Yeah, you might could have hit it a little bit better, but he did just tackle the guy.
Hey, if you're going to do it, make sure he doesn't catch it, right?
That's true. 1st and 10 now from the 41-yard line as Hairston called for the pass interference. Both him and Herbst, along with Compton, kind of going both ways right now for the Central defense. Some guys they rely on a lot on offense as well.
Bringing a blitz to the field. They ran right into it, which isn't always a bad thing.
Yeah, nice pickup. It was Moody on the carry that time for Great Crossing. As Central seeing their defense faced with a 2nd down and 7. Again, the Indians, it's usually, Coach, and I think I've noticed this a lot, they do a good job of keeping their guys on this side of the football fresh. Usually after every single play, at least one guy is subbing in or out, and most of the time it's those guys up front.
It is, and Herbst has played, he started the game, he's barely left the field tonight. He's holding for field goals and extra points, so he's barely left the field tonight, but he's not running the ball much on offense, which
Ballard
makes a difference.
Taking the handoff. He'll come near side and then cut it back up the middle for a nice pickup. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3 for the Warhawks offense. And down by this score, it's 30-7, 2nd quarter. And, Coach, I think for Great Crossing, you're probably in 4-down territory, especially at this point.
100%. And they've not had a run yet for negative yardage. So they're averaging over 5 yards a carry on the season. You've got one of the best backs in the state. I don't mind a run here. Short game's been really good tonight as well.
3rd down and short. They give it to Ballard. He'll run right side. As the 1st down, makes a man miss. A good open field tackle by Quincy Compton as Ballard gets it into Indians territory and down to the 41-yard line.
Take away the turnover from the Great Crossings, and they've been pretty efficient on offense. It's just they're going to, the way Central's offense is clicking tonight, they're going to have to score at a higher click than what they're moving the ball at right now.
Well, for the Indians, what we've seen from them offensively is a lot what we saw last week, just execution and always seeming to be making the right play on offense. Defense struggling a little bit right now, trying to stop the Warhawks. Rock will fake the throw to the perimeter. He'll throw it. Pass is complete, and it was almost taken away. Herbst was trying to strip it loose, but another nice completion from Rock to Moody, and it should be enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, young man's doing it. They're doing a really good job. The receivers are hitting their concepts, but then they sit and then they're finding a window. So instead of just standing still, the receiver kind of slid to an open window when he started to scramble, and that's where he found him. Got to give a lot of credit to the quarterback from Great Crossings. He does a nice job of keeping the pass alive. I keep thinking he's going to take off.
Yeah.
And you don't see that a lot in high school football where they take off and then they set up to throw like he is.
1st and 10 for Rock. He'll go right back to Ballard up the middle. Ballard this time tackled from behind, but not before getting 4, maybe 5 on a 1st down carry.
Yeah, nice tackle by, I think that was Snell there on the tackle. Really nice wrap by him. If he doesn't make that play, he had some more room to run. They're moving the ball.
They are. They had the one stagnant drive where they had to punt, and then the turnover.
Yeah.
Those two is what allowed Central, who has scored on every drive, and as you said, they have yet to face a third down.
No third down on offense.
So Central's offense is really firing on all cylinders. Great Crossing looking to cut into that deficit here right before the half.
Still worth noting to the boundary, you've got soft coverage. They're going to motion to the boundary.
Rock looking deep. He's going that way.
He's got
a little bit overthrowing the receiver. And he was looking in the direction of number 15 for the Warhawks. That is Christian Warren, the sophomore.
Ran a post wheel concept there. So the outside receiver runs the post. The back that they sent out in motion, Ballard ran a wheel up the sideline. Thought he was going to throw the wheel. I do see what he saw on the post. He's just going to have to put that out in front of him a little bit more and let him run to it instead of over his head.
3rd and 5. Two receivers each way for Rock again. Ballard in the pistol run up behind him.
Blitz coming, man covers the boundary.
Yeah, they'll fake it. And going down is Rock, coming in for the sack is Liam Daly. First time we've said his name tonight, but a big play there as he'll force the Warhawks to a 4th down and 13. Daly coming in. He read it all the way, Coach. Didn't even go after Ballard. Stuck on the quarterback and made a big play.
You know, I'm a big Liam Daly fan. That is his... he's got 3.5 sacks coming into the game, so that's 4.5 on the season. That's going to be his 5th tackle for loss as a linebacker. I just think the young man is a big piece of what's been success for Central. Really, really a factor on the field with everything he does.
See if Central can get off the field on this 4th down play. It's 4th down and 13. Rock will throw. Ballard stays in to protect. He's got 4 guys out in running routes, and he throws it over the head of the intended target, Moody, on the far side of the field. Turnover on downs, and Central looking to add to a 30-7 lead before we head to the locker room for halftime.
Boy, wouldn't they love just to hit one right here? No idea how much time's left in the half.
That's the brutal part.
I literally have no clue. I've not even. There's been a couple incomplete passes.
The clock says now. The score is right now. A few minutes ago, it was wrong.
It is 1st and 10 Central. We have no idea how much time's left in the half right now.
So Herbst, see if they throw here. He'll fake, or he'll give it to Barnes. Corinthian running on the left side there. Got 3 across the 35 to the 36-yard line. So 2nd and 7 coming up. Yeah, I mean, I think if you're Central, obviously you're comfortable with taking this lead into the half, but you know, you might be able to keep catch Greg Crossing sleeping here and go deep with one.
Yeah. I mean,
we get to attempt to pass.
I would love to see him work the pass game in a scenario like this. I really would. I mean, I know a lot of people might not like that and think that looks bad when you're winning 30-7, but their strength is the run game.
Give it to Barnes again. Corinthian lowers his shoulders, got a 1st down across the 40 and up to the 44-yard line. It'll move the sticks.
As you watch this play, you can just see all the white is pushed back 10 yards. They're not chasing the ball. They're being moved by the line. That's how effective the line has been up front tonight.
Yeah, the offensive line got a little bit of a breather. They've not been on the field a ton tonight. It's been a lot of quick
explosive
hitters
plays.
for Central.
Yeah, it really has.
Has allowed this offensive line to catch their breath over on the sidelines.
Yeah, you won't see a Central lineman with his hands on his hips right now.
Carson goes into the shotgun now on 1st and 10. Hairston out to the wide right. We'll see what they do here. They're going to fake it, and Carson's got Lawson wide open, throws it, and Lawson makes the catch. Christian trying to add to the total. He will take it the distance. Touchdown.
Let's go, Christian. Let's go.
Lawson, he was wide open. Herbst didn't see him the first time. He faked a pass to the sideline, checked it over the middle, and nobody within 10 yards of Christian Lawson, who takes it 54 yards to the house. And the Indians get another Whitaker Bank touchdown to make it 36-7 on homecoming night.
I just continue to be more and more impressed every week with Christian Lawson. He moved from receiver. He's playing tight end. He's playing defensive end. The young man is a threat anywhere you put him. We start getting him involved in the pass game from the tight end position. That's going to open up the offense entirely.
Also, I love when the coaching staff listens to us. Let's throw it one time and see what happens. You never know.
We've made a few calls right up here this year, haven't we?
Touchdown to Lawson, and now the extra point for Gilboa is good. 37-7 Indians firing on all cylinders just like they did last week on the road at Scott County. It's a big Indians lead on WBON TV.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
You've heard the name Chenault Vineyards, but what do you know about it? Chenault Vineyards is a place for the community to enjoy. Central Kentucky's premier event and wedding destination with 5 event venues, full-service catering, over 13 varieties of wine, live music entertainment, seasonal food options, weekly themed Wednesday night out and girls night out, trivia, murder mystery date nights, and free yoga on the point with beautiful views. Everyone can find something to do at Chenault Vineyards. Want to know more? Follow them on Facebook and Instagram or plan your night out at ChenaultVineyards.com.
Back to the action on WBON TV and WEKY. It's Madison Central, a 37-7 lead. Coach, we've had a 54-yard touchdown pass, an 80-yard touchdown run, a 40-plus yard touchdown run, and a 30-point lead now for the Indians here in the second quarter. Again, we've got clock, 3:45 it says.
Let's cross our fingers that that's right and stays the same.
So as of now, the scoreboard says 3:45 left to play in the first half. Just now came back on. So with 8:07, I believe it was, in the first quarter, the scoreboard went completely dark, and now it's back. So we'll go with it. 3:45 at the moment in the second quarter, and the Indians a big lead.
Very dominant first half by Central tonight. They haven't had a single third down scenario. Explosive plays from multiple players, not just one. And Herbst has not carried the ball yet.
No.
He pitched to pitch, but he has no carries, and he's one of the leading rushers on the team.
Everybody's getting involved. Compton, DeBruce, Lawson scoring the touchdown, and obviously we know what Barnes has done. Oh, man. Luke Ballard.
He's a
you
load,
do not
man.
want to meet that young man in the hole.
He is a load.
Colton Johnson, who has been one of the best tacklers we've seen this season, took another hard shot from Ballard, who ran him over, but give Johnson credit. He hung in there and made the stop.
Yeah, that's a good tackle by Johnson. I mean, sometimes he was squared up. His feet were square. He didn't have a stagger step, which is easy to fall back on. Sometimes makes the hit look bigger than it is, but wrapping him there was a great tackle to bring him down with him.
3:13 now to play in the second quarter as Great Crossing goes bunch formation. 4 receivers now taking off as Rock will take off himself, and he's tackled from behind. A nice play made defensively for the Indians as they come up to make the stop with number 67, Willie Snell.
Central sent double-edge pressure there, so they sent the 3 inside down guys, 2 guys off the edge. 5-man rush was too much for him. He had to get up in the pocket and take off.
Got a timeout by the Warhawks here. 37-7 your score. We'll take it with them and be right back on WBON TV. We all have dreams. For some, it might be playing professional baseball like Keenan Wiley, former Madison Central baseball player, did. For others, maybe it's just dreaming of your forever home. Well, after a career of playing the game that he loved, now Keenan has another dream, helping you find that dream home. Check out the new development at Crutcher Pike Estates here in Richmond. Like Keenan Wiley Real Estate on Facebook, and let Keenan help guide you through the process of finding your dream home in Central Kentucky.
Hey! Oh my gosh, your husband is so hot. I know. No, like really hot. I know.
We've got to call Joseph's Heating and Air.
Is your AC unit not cooling? Call Joseph's Heating and Air. Your experts in fast, reliable AC maintenance and repair. They'll keep you cool when it matters most. Proudly serving Richmond, Lexington, and surrounding areas. Don't sweat it. Call Joseph's Heating and Air.
Coming back out of the break, Ballard will get a direct snap and heading up the side. What a hit. I believe that was McElwee that came in at the end. Gates, can we get a replay there as McElwee came in at the last second? Coach, check out this replay. They go direct snap to Ballard on the Wildcat formation.
And you see McElwee's on the opposite side of the field at the start of that play, lays out the right tackle, takes an angle, cuts that off.
Yeah, right.
Look
there
at the hustle of that young man. My gosh, he was coming off the opposite edge.
He was probably 12 yards away when Ballard finally broke loose on the perimeter.
And he ran through the the right tackle to get there.
First down and 10 for the Warhawks.
Worth noting, though, that was the third and short for the Warhawks tonight, and they are 3 for 3 on 3rd and short. They're batting 100% on 3rd and short.
Ballard this time, nowhere to go, no gain. And last year, not as good of a game against the Indians. Ballard last season in this matchup had 9 carries for just 19 yards, having a much better performance, obviously, here tonight.
Yeah, and something worth noting, too, is the D-line for Central. If you really just watch the line play when we're on defense right now, you're going to notice it's a stalemate. The Warhawks are getting no push, which is allowing those linebackers to run free.
Second down and 10. Ballard this time hands it off himself, and the Indians able to get the stop. Yeah, there comes the flag. A late flag comes in. This might be offsetting. It looked like the ball carrier for Great Crossing was a little bit upset with the tackle. That's number 30, Braylon Williams. McElwee, there he is. It is offsetting penalties.
Yeah, he had to hold him from behind, about pulled his pads off of him over his head, too. So I can see that being offsetting.
Oh, wow. Scratch that. They are going to just call it on Great Crossing.
They are. He shoved him afterwards. They caught him with the shove. Second guy always gets caught.
That's true. I used that to my advantage when I played basketball.
and McElwee didn't do anything dirty. It's just where he had him from behind, spun him around a little bit.
Well, and that whistle to dead. Williams never went down.
Yeah.
He kept going as well.
Yeah,
but as you said, second guy always gets caught.
Yeah, absolutely.
Trips right, one receiver left for Rock, who's back in the game at quarterback. He'll fake the handoff, dancing around, looking deep. He'll throw. Oh, my goodness. Daly at the end of that play. Gage, I don't know if we have the camera angle on the quarterback who threw the football. But
he took a shot.
He took a shot from Liam Daly right at the end of this play. You can just see it at the end as Rock lets it go. He gets rocked by Liam Daly. Check it out right here. Boom. Yeah. Right at the end of that play. What a hit by Daly.
Yeah. And I think that's a clean play. I mean, he was in the motion of throwing when he released to hit him.
It's fourth down and long. Great Crossing needs the 45 of Madison Central to get a first down. They're at their own 33-yard line. So it's fourth down in a country mile with 1:17 left to play. And, Coach, you got to wonder, should Central get the ball back, how aggressive will they be? Now, listen, if you are watching on the live stream or you're watching at home on WBON TV Channel 9, do keep in mind we will have the homecoming festivities for you at the half. We'll take a super short commercial break. I'll run over across the way to the other side of the press box, and we'll give the wireless mic to Bart Nicholson for the halftime festivities for homecoming. We'll crown a homecoming king and queen here tonight in Richmond.
Smart to punt here. Here's the deal. If I'm Central, I'm not adjusting my game plan for anything. No. I'm trying to score here. I'm actually working my 2-minute drill. They haven't got a chance to do this much. I know I've got a couple timeouts. I'm working 2-minute drill, and I'm trying to put points on the board and get a running clock going in the second half.
Oh, a muffed kind of kick from the punter. He's paused a couple of different times. Had a guy running right at him as the ball is down at the 49, maybe the 48-yard line. We'll see where they spot this football. But Central, with 1:09 left, you only got to go half the distance to get into the end zone. And Peyton Gilboa is obviously good from probably 25, 30 yards himself. Yeah. So not a lot of distance to go to at least pick up some more points here.
And it looks like they're subbing some guys on offense. This would be a good opportunity to work the 2-minute drill. I do get what he's doing. Obviously they're up 37-7, but this would be a great chance. A little off here. We're in quads to the right.
Yeah, 4 receivers right side, 1 receiver left. That's Jeff Hairston, who they're going to pitch it to on the end around. Hairston, with obvious some speed, he'll get it to the 45-yard line. First time we've seen that formation, but Hairston is a guy we haven't seen much from this year other than that opening return kickoff for the touchdown. But we know what kind of big playability he's got as well, Coach.
Yeah, the benefit of you start to sprinkle some of that stuff in a game like this, your next opponent has to prepare for quads now. They have to start to look at it's kind of a wildcat set, too, with the way Herbst can run. So that's something that they probably just wanted to make sure they get on film and get a little practice at.
Second down and 4. Got back up under center is Carson. He'll give it to, or fake it to Barnes, pitch it out to DeBruce. Davion had to kind of spin around to go get it. He'll run up the left sideline and pushed out of bounds with 20 seconds left to play, and it will be a first down for Madison Central.
Listen, they're doing great stuff offensively, but I am such a stickler. I'm an old option guy. I mean, I ran this stuff to a T my whole career. They've got to fix that pitch relationship. If he's deeper and wider, he walks in the end zone. That having to pause, turn to catch that ball, there's a pitch relationship issue there. They're running the triple well. They need to fix that pitch relationship, and there's really big plays to happen on the perimeter with these guys if they do.
First and 10 again for Carson.
Buck sweep.
Hand it off to...
He's got room.
Is that Compton again? It is. Quincy, there is a flag at the 25-yard line because why wouldn't there be on a big Quincy Compton play?
And I think they're going to get Hairston on that one, potentially the wide receiver.
It is a hole.
He had a corner. He looked like he had a corner of safety on the ground. I think his hands might have been outside. But That's the second or third play that young man's had called. Fourth touchdown this year.
Fourth time this year.
Gone.
Second time this game that Compton has had one called back for touchdown. He did have an 80-yarder already in this game once, had the 66-yard reception last week, but another mistake on a Quincy Compton score. Yeah, check out the replay here. Just showing his speed as well, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, we say it every week. He is a big play in a bottle. He just really is. And they've been running Herbst a lot. This is the first game we've really seen Herbst not run the ball.
Yeah.
And there's more pitch scenarios. There's more handoffs deep in the backfield to Compton, which I'm a fan of. I think he's a kid that has to touch the ball.
Herbst, again, under center. They send DeBruce in motion. He's going to throw. Herbst steps up into the pocket, spun around, and taken down at the 40-yard line. So I think that might be the first time all year that Carson Herbst has been taken down for a sack.
Yep.
And Central will call timeout with 3 seconds left to try to get one more play off. I like what we're seeing. And I want to go back to the Compton touchdown, Coach. The thing about that Hairston hold is Compton scores whether Hairston gets in the way or not. He's scoring that touchdown, and it took place so far up the field. They're still running a 1st and 8 there.
And it's a tough deal there because you're trying to teach receivers to be physical. You want him to be physical. If he misses that block, he's going to get an earful if that guy makes the play. You're right. It didn't affect the play, so you'd like to see a little more heads-up play there. But again, like, I'm the wrong guy to get. I very rarely will get mad over a hold because a hold to me, the kind of holds you're seeing out of Central are effort holds. They're not like lazy. I'm not trying to block him. I'm going to grab you from behind. Yeah, they're going for field goal here.
We have got a Peyton Gilbo, what will be a 56-yard field goal.
Yeah, this is what I'm here for. It's going to come off low.
Peyton gets it up, and that one is going to be about 4 yards shy. And Great Crossing will not get a chance to return it. I like the effort, though, showing the confidence in that young man who kind of needs some more of that as we go throughout the year. We are going to the half. Madison Central, what an impressive display offensively as they take a 37-7 lead into the locker room. We'll step aside and come right back for the homecoming festivities here on WBON TV.
Hi, I'm Gwen from Gwen's Fine Jewelers, and we would love to invite you into our family-owned business.
Select from our beautiful Valina designs, Carissa designs, or we can custom design your dream ring.
Gwen's Fine Jewelers is your exclusive Kendra Scott boutique in Richmond.
Special financing options available, on-site jewelry repair, and layaway. Find your dream ring at Gwen's. Gwen's Fine Jewelers, where dreams come true.
To some, it's just a boat. But to Jim, it's his escape from meetings, traffic, and the grind of daily life. He may not catch any keepers, but he wouldn't trade his day on the lake for anything in the world. That's why his boat is insured by Kentucky Farm Bureau. But it's not just Kentucky's Farm Bureau. It's Jim's Recharge the Battery Farm Bureau. My Farm Bureau.
David Mayo, John Rader, and Chris Hornsby with Kentucky Farm Bureau.
Granite, marble, and quartz for any surface. Make a lifetime commitment you won't regret.
Wings or strips?
Wings.
No, strips. Guess I gotta flip a coin.
Famous last words.
Wings and strips.
You just can't lose with the split decision meal. Only at Lee's. Famous for a reason.
Your Lee's Famous Recipe locations are proud supporters of our local Madison County High School sports teams. Have dinner tonight before the game at Lee's Berea, just off I-75 at exit 76, or swing by Lee's Richmond, 1000 Center Drive.
And tonight would not have been possible without the generosity of our homecoming sponsors. Let's take a moment to thank them once again for their support. Our 2025 homecoming sponsors are Sunshine Play Cafe, Robinson and Turley, Destination Athlete, Morgan Heating and Air, Denny's Construction, Live Well Chiropractic, Combs Parsons Funeral Home, and Collins Funeral Home. This year's candidates represent MCHS across all areas, clubs, organizations, academics, and athletics. Each candidate exemplifies the spirit and pride of our school. Please join me in welcoming the 2025 candidates for Homecoming King and Queen. Queen candidate number 1 is Miss Mackenzie Adkins. She is the daughter of Jake and Paula Adkins. Tonight, she is escorted by her father, Jake Adkins. King candidate number 1, Mr. Gannon Stearns. He is the son of Gary and Melanie Stearns. Tonight, he is escorted by his mother, Melanie Stearns. Queen candidate number 2, Miss Reagan Morgan. She is the daughter of Adam and Nancy Morgan. Tonight, she's escorted by her father, Adam Morgan. King candidate number 2, Mr. Brady Reeder. He is the son of Brian and Shana Reeder. Tonight, he is escorted by his mother, Shanna Reeder. Queen candidate number 3, Miss Maddie Ellswick. She is the daughter of Matthew and Heather Ellswick. Tonight, she's escorted by her father, Matthew Ellswick. King candidate number 3, Mr. Kian Rosari. Is that how you say it? He is the son of Knox and Brenda Rosari. Tonight, he's being escorted by his mother, Brenda Rosari. Queen candidate number 4, Miss Lydia Coffey. She is the daughter of Jagger and Angela Coffey. Tonight, she's escorted by her father, Jagger Coffey. King candidate number 4, Mr. Dre Gunn. He is the son of Tim and Tasha. He's escorted by his mother, Tasha Gunn. Queen candidate number 5, Miss Jolie Tackett. She is the daughter of Joey and Tiffany Tackett. Tonight, she's escorted by her father, Joey Tackett.
King candidate number 5, Mr. Cameron Steele. He is the son of Ava Stewart. Tonight, he is escorted by his mother, Ava Stewart. Queen candidate number 6, Miss Isabella Wood. King candidate number 6, Mr. Gavin Beasley. He is the son of Courtney Beasley. Tonight, he is escorted by his mother, Courtney Beasley. Queen candidate number 7, Miss Ashlyn Caulfield. She is the daughter of Brian and Rhiannon Caulfield. Tonight, she's escorted by her father, Brian Caulfield. King candidate number 7, Mr. Luke Asher. He is the son of Amanda and Lauren Collins. Tonight, he is escorted by his mother, Amanda Collins. Queen candidate number 8, Miss Briley Davis. She is the daughter of John Michael
and Summer Davis. Tonight, she's escorted by her father, John Michael Davis. Teen candidate number 8, Mr. Maddox Hamilton. He is the son of Michael and Whitney Hamilton. Tonight, he is escorted by his mother, Whitney Hamilton. Queen candidate number 9, Miss Bailey Short. She is the daughter of Chad and Kelly Short. Tonight, she is escorted by her father, Chad Short. Teen candidate number 9, Mr. Camden Burke. He is the son of David and Veronica Burke. Tonight, he is escorted by his mother, Veronica Burke. Queen candidate number 10, Miss Skylar Collingsworth. She is the daughter of Greg Collingsworth. Tonight, she is escorted by her father, Greg Collingsworth. Teen candidate number 10, Mr. Hudson Markham. He is the son of Travis and Carmen. Tonight, he is escorted by his mother, Carmen Markham. Queen candidate number 11, Miss Daphne Cobb. She is the daughter of Justin and Jessica Cobb. Tonight, she is escorted by her father, Justin Cobb. Candidate number 11, Mr. Seth Barker. He is the son of Randy and Melissa Barker. Tonight, he is escorted by his mother, Melissa Barker. Queen candidate number 12, Miss Molly Neely. She is the daughter of Randy and Michelle Neely. Tonight, she is escorted by her father, Randy Neely. Teen candidate number 12, Mr. Tucker Jones. He is the son of Darian and Robin Jones. Tonight, he is escorted by his mother, Robin Jones. Queen candidate number 13, Miss Stella Hatfield. She is the daughter of Leslie Hunt. Tonight, she is escorted by her mother, Leslie Hunt. Teen candidate number 13, Mr. Jake Feldhouse. He is the son of Darren Feldhouse and Amy Huber. Tonight, he is escorted by his mother, Amy Huber. Candidate number 14, Miss Cameron Boyd. She is the daughter of Derek and Aubrey Boyd. Tonight, she is escorted by her father, Derek Boyd. Teen candidate number 14, Mr. Samuel Barber. He is the son of Daniel and Melissa Barber. Tonight, he is escorted by his mother, Melissa Barber. Queen candidate number 15 is Miss Ella McDaniel. She is the daughter of Ed and Tara McDaniel. Tonight, she is escorted by her father, Ed McDaniel. And King candidate number 15, Mr. Will Richardson. He is the son of Jack and Mary Lynn Richardson. Tonight, he is escorted by his mother, Mary Lynn Richardson. Mr. Brandon Fritz, Principal, and Miss Katie DeSimone, Associate Principal of Madison Central High School, will be crowning this year's King and Queen. Madison Central would like to thank the Richmond Greenhouse for the beautiful flowers that our candidates are wearing tonight. And now, the members of the 2025 Homecoming Court are: fourth runner-up King candidate, Seth Barker. Fourth runner-up Queen candidate, Ella McDaniel. Third runner-up King candidate, Tucker Jones. Third runner-up Queen candidate, Skylar Collingsworth. Second runner-up King candidate, Brady Reeder. Second runner-up Queen candidate, Jolie Tackett. And first runner-up King candidate, Cameron Steele. First runner-up Queen candidate, Briley Davis. And now, the moment you have been waiting for. Madison Central's 2025 Homecoming King is a young man that is known to be funny, smart, athletic, mannerly, and personable. He is a member of NHS and Youth Leadership Madison County. However, you will most likely see your king at his finest doing what he loves, running for the Madison Central Cross Country and playing ball for the Madison Central Boys Varsity Basketball and Baseball team. Put your hands together. 2025 Homecoming King, Will the Thrill Richardson. Madison Central's 2025 homecoming queen is a young woman that is described as bubbly, caring, confident, and thoughtful. She is a member of the Superintendent Teen Task Force, serves on the SPRAC Student Council, and is an active member of her church. Your queen is probably best known for serving as the Kentucky DECA Association State President. Help us in congratulating 2025 homecoming queen, Reagan Morgan.
Congratulations to Reagan Morgan and Will Richardson, and a special thanks to the best PA announcer in the state, Bart Nicholson. We'll step aside for a quick commercial break and get you set for the second half when we come back on WBON TV.
Since 1974, Linville Insurance has proudly served our community with values that stand the test of time: family, integrity, and service. We lead with kindness, do what's right, help others, and stay informed so you can trust us with what matters most. As a proud Shepherd Insurance partner, we offer the strength of a large agency with the heart of a local one. From business to home, auto, farm, life, and employee benefits, we are your one-stop insurance advisor. Join the Linville Insurance family and experience the difference.
At Jones Family and Cosmetic Dentistry, we make it our priority to deliver the gentle, compassionate care that you deserve from a dentist. Offering single-visit restoration on crowns, bridges, inlays, onlays, and veneers with CERAC. Jones Family and Cosmetic Dentistry is equipped to handle all your dental needs, from surgical implant placement and restoration, teeth whitening, root canal therapy, and more. And we now have the Cone Beam 3D technology for taking scans of the jaw. For your next dental appointment, call Jones Family and Cosmetic Dentistry at 859-985-0201.
Founded by Kentuckians for Kentuckians, Whitaker Bank is a uniquely Kentucky bank committed to the communities it serves. At Whitaker Bank, you'll find personalized service, a dedication to excellence, and a genuine desire to help you achieve your financial goals. Visit us at any of our conveniently located branches or go to whitakerbank.com to learn how Whitaker Bank can serve you. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky.
Are you tired of living with the pain and discomfort that comes with getting older? If you're like me, then sometimes just getting up can be a challenge. At Orthopedic Sports and Physical Therapy in Richmond, their experts are here to help get you back in the game. Whether it's a sports injury, recovering from an accident, or just the aches and pains that come with age, they'll connect you with someone who can put together a personalized treatment plan and deliver long-lasting results. Visit osptky.com to get started, or go by and see former Madison Central graduate Heather Kleins.
Hey, I didn't order any pizza.
Jake from State Farm. After you saved me so much dough on insurance with that Parker promo, I devised a promo for you.
Here's the deal, Parker. State Farm offers everyone surprisingly great rates.
Right. Pepperoni pockets, cuckoo crusties.
There's no promo, it's just great rates.
And a cider ranch.
When you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Jerry Goebel in Richmond today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
At the Galaxy Bowling Center and Champions Bar and Grill, we have activities galore, including video games, bowling, pool, delicious food at Champions, plus karaoke and live entertainment 7 days a week. Enjoy the climate-controlled patio, watch NFL football, and your Kentucky Wildcats all season long. The Galaxy Bowling Center and Champions Bar and Grill, just off exit 87 at 1025 Amberley Way in Richmond.
Welcome back into the halftime show. It's our Galaxy Bowling Center halftime show with 32 lanes for bowling and over 50 arcade games. Galaxy Bowling Center in Richmond has fun for the whole family. Visit galaxybowling.com to learn more, or like Galaxy Bowling Center on Facebook. Congratulations once again to Will Richardson and Reagan Morgan, your homecoming king and queen, here tonight at Madison Central High School. And what a great way to celebrate with a big lead, 37-7 at the half. And Coach Madison Central doing what they've done over the last couple of weeks, running the football, attacking through the air when it warrants, and being pretty successful in doing both right now in the first half.
Yeah, this is how you want your homecoming to go, right? You want to be all over somebody on the edge of a running clock at halftime. Great atmosphere tonight. They've looked sharp tonight. They really have. former coach, right? My job is to pick apart the details. So some things that stand out to me, we haven't been great on third down. Now, offensively, we have yet to have a third down in the game. That's unbelievable. Yeah. First and second downs, all they've needed to put up these 37 points. But defensively, we're actually great crossings, 5 of 8 defensively for 62% on third down. That's not a good statistic. Yeah. And they're 100%, 3 for 3 on third and short, which is 1 to 3 yards. So I'd like to see us tighten up on third down a little bit tonight. But we've kept, we talked about keys to the game is we got to keep everything in front of us and play good pass coverage, and they've done that this evening.
Yeah, the Indians looking pretty good offensively. See if they can keep that going here in the second half. Let's look at our halftime stats served up by Pruitt & Sons Auctioneers. Pruitt & Sons is the name that sells. With over 25 years of experience in the auction industry, Pruitt & Sons Auctioneers are investing their time and resources into generating buyers to bid on your auction. Learn more at PruittAuctioneers.com or register to bid. Again, that website is PruittAuctioneers.com. You can also like them on Facebook. They have a couple of estate auctions up right now with some great items, so be sure to go check them out. And you might find something that you didn't even know that you needed at PruittandSonsAuctioneers.com. What a great first half for Madison Central. Corinthian Barnes with 3 rushing touchdowns. He had that 80-yard touchdown run by Quincy Compton, and he had a 56-yard pass and catch from Herbst to Glosson right there late in the second quarter. Indians had it all rolling. It was 8-7 after that first drive for each team, and Central kind of just took over from there, Coach.
Yeah, it really has been a very dominant performance tonight. A lot of different guys touching the ball offensively, not being Herbst. He's still running the offense. Yeah. He's getting the ball to his backs, but he has no carries in the game tonight. And I that's encouraging to me. When you have a guy that's your second leading rusher is your quarterback, that can be concerning offensively going into the playoffs. One injury, next thing you know, you've lost your second leading rusher. So to see him move the ball, be efficient on offense the way they have without him toting the rock, other than I think he had a quarterback sneak on a 2-point conversion. So other than that, I think that's been really encouraging. And just Christian Lawson's emergence as a tight end has been really fun to watch. He's downfield blocking. He's got some pancakes in this game downfield, guys. And then on top of that, he pulled away. Now, when he catches that ball, there's somebody within a couple feet of him. He turns and pulls away from the safety. Outran him to the corner of the end zone. Looked like he'd been doing it for years. Yeah. I mean, I continue to just be impressed with his style of play, and the more they get him involved, I think is nothing but great for the offense moving forward.
And that's the one thing that I think has been the most impressive thing about this offense throughout the last couple of weeks is we're seeing them now get everybody involved. Yeah. We've saw it. We were complaining through those first 4 weeks because we should be putting up 30 or 40.
We're pretty vanilla.
Like
pretty vanilla. They're starting to wrinkle some things in. The question you come into now is, how do you come out in the third quarter here? I always was a guy that was going to bring my starters out for at least the first drive or two and see what it was like. Also, though, we've never seen another quarterback on the field for these guys on Friday night, and this could be a good opportunity in the second half of this game to get a young quarterback some reps, because that may matter down the stretch.
Yeah. Bo will kick it away. He tried a 56-yard field goal right before the half.
Which was not a ridiculous attempt, by the way. For those of you at home that don't know, he with a good pop, he can hit that.
Yeah, and you know what? I like the confidence into at least giving him the opportunity to kind of showcase that leg, because I have seen a couple of scouts out there tonight. So it might be something that they keep in mind as they go forward as well, because he does have the leg, I would say anywhere 40 yards and in, especially if it's right down the middle, you feel comfortable with him letting go of.
As long as the operations are smooth, and we've noted that they've been better tonight.
So Great Crossing was down by 30 to start the third quarter. Comes out, seems as if, knock on wood, don't want to jinx it, but seems as if our clock is working again. And we are back to the action with Rock handing it off to Ballard, who's the big tailback for Great Crossing. Last year, in 14 games, he had 2,019 yards rushing. He had 19 yards rushing in that loss to Madison Central last year. So his other 2,000 yards came over the other 13 games last season.
And he's had a good game tonight.
He's well over 100 yards tonight.
He's had a good game tonight. They just they haven't gotten the big play when they've needed it.
Yeah, he's really been their only offense consistently. He had that long run in their opening drive that scored 6 points for them.
Yep.
He's right behind the quarterback. He'll get it again, or if they'll fake it to him again, they'll throw. That pass broken up by Daly, who had the big tackle, had a big sack. Is 4.5 sacks now, leading the team, I believe, for the Indians this season.
Yep, some secondary changes for the Indians to note. Some new faces in the secondary tonight. You've got Estel Boyd out here at corner, who is a sophomore, and it looks like at safety.
Is that Fields?
I'm trying to get his number there.
They're
It looks
30.
like
Yes, number 30. Is that Javius Fields?
Gavin Kinley.
Oh, Gavin Kinley. Okay.
So two sophomores out there tonight.
And Kinley's played some this year at both corner and safety.
Okay.
Third down for Rock. He'll look to throw. Plenty of time. Now has to step away as he's being chased down by Lawson. He'll throw it up in the air. And going up to make a beautiful catch. Hauling it in is Moody. What a throw and catch from Rock to, it seems like, his favorite target right here on the run. Check it out, Coach. Again, drops back, throwing off his back foot. And a beautiful catch on that that right sideline at the 44-yard line by Moody.
And another third down where we're not getting off the field. And again, there's a lot of great things going on in this game tonight, but it's a coach's job to find the things that aren't, and the third down's been concerning.
Rock again will throw. A little screen pass out to the other Moody. Up to the 45-yard line. They'll gain 3 yards. They actually spotted the football back at the 42 on the previous completion. So gain of 3 here, up to the 45. 2nd and 7 coming up for Great Crossing. Down 37-7 here on WBON TV. John Clark and Michael Watkins here with you. So glad to have you tuned in here on a Friday night under the lights at Tomahawk Valley. And we are so excited to have you tune us in on WBON TV, whether you're watching on our TV channel, on Channel 9.1 over the air, or on Spectrum Cable here in Madison County, or whether you're watching on a stream, WBON TV's Facebook page, YouTube channel, or Roku channel. Plenty of ways to tune us in, including on radio tonight on Y92.5 WEKY. 2nd down and 7 for the Warhawks. Rock sends a man in motion, gives it to Ballard running near side. And great job. It was Daly who finishes him off, but a good job by Carter Heyer to slow him down, Coach.
Yeah, and you know, Heyer, a junior, he's had a nice game tonight. He doesn't make that tackle right there, but we've seen Ballard make a couple people miss tonight. Ballard's a guy that the first guy rarely brings him down. If it's not McElwee or Daly, he's pulling out of the first tackle tonight.
Yeah. Going to get a score update from the Madison Southern Dunbar game. 3rd and long for Great Crossing. They'll pitch it out to Ballard, running on the near side. Not a lot of room to run as he was chased out of bounds. Man, that young man, Estel, took a shot at the end of that play as Ballard near to first down at midfield. It will be 4th and 2. Need to get to the 48-yard line, and Great Crossing going to go for it here, obviously, on 4th and short.
And Ballard is running angry. He is not okay with the score right now, is he?
No, and I think this young man very, very upset with how things have started for his Warhawks football team. 4th and 2. We'll see if they go right back to him. I believe you got to. He's your stud tailback, and he's lined up in the pistol. The snap went low, but how about the effort from the young quarterback as Rock, the sophomore, dropped the ball, picked it up, and picked up 3 yards for a first down. Coach, another 3rd down conversion.
Yeah, I mean, we held them on 3rd, but then they converted on 4th there,
right. Yeah, 4th down there.
Which, again, it's not getting off the field. So that we actually had a hold on 3rd and long there, but 4th down, to me, it's a very similar scenario there when they're in 4-down territory. Good heads-up play by the young man at quarterback. He obviously understood the run play, and he hit the hole that the back was going to be hitting.
So 1st and 10. Been very impressed with this young man. The sophomore, Grant Rock, looked pretty good. Even under pressure, he's shown the ability to play this quarterback position. They're going to give it to Moody running far side. He's being chased. Found a crease for a moment, but it was closed up quickly. I believe it was Compton that made the stop on the far side for Central.
You know, something worth noting is you look at a score, if you're just tuning in right now and you're going 37-7, but I think this Great Crossings team is better than the score would indicate.
Yeah.
This is not a bad football team. Central's playing very well tonight,
2nd straight week
like they did last week. I was just talking to a coach earlier this evening. I think this is one of the better teams in the state if they can get consistency like this week in and week out and continue to develop the pass game.
Rock looking to throw. And another completion to Moody. Man, that's the second time that those guys have hooked up on this drive, and it's going to be a near first down. Looks to be about a yard shy, according to the far side official, but another beautiful throw, and that time Rock just put it up for grabs, and Moody going up for the second time on this drive and hauling it in on the sideline.
And we continue to see the Achilles heel for the defense in the pass game is the completion percentage is high for Great Crossings right now. Now they have 7 points on the board, so what Central's doing is working, but there is stuff to be found in the pass game as you're seeing here.
Another third down for the Warhawks. They've converted a third and a fourth down on this drive. They go back to Ballard, and it's going to be hard to keep him from getting the yard. He gets a lot more as well. A first down all the way down to the 27-yard line, and it's Ballard picking it up for the Warhawks.
Central brought the double-edge blitz on that play. Blitz in those scenarios tend to be feast or famine. They hit a B gap run right up under the blitz. There's nobody at second level, so he's at third level pretty quick right there. So they caught him in the blitz. There's a nice play by the Warhawks.
Great Crossing put on a nice drive together. Again at their own 20, and now it's 1st and 10 with 7.5 minutes to play in this third quarter.
Their offensive line's getting up there with a little bit of snap in their step right now, aren't they?
They'll throw it out. The screen pass to Moody on the far side. Being chased out, pushed out of bounds by Kinley on the perimeter out there. And another nice play by Rock. They're keeping it simple for him, Coach, and it's been successful on this drive.
Quick hitters, but he's made a couple big passes to the sideline, too. He's just thrown it up and let his guy go get it. And that's you got to have a level of confidence to be able to do that. This young man does have a bright future. He's a good-looking football player. Reminds me a little bit of the McWhorter from North Laurel, just smaller, but he'll run the ball, he'll pull up and throw, and that kid was tough as nails.
2nd down and 5. Rock back to Ballard on the handoff. They go right up the gut. He cuts it to the outside and gains 2. It'll be 3rd and 3. It's been Seth Moody and Hunter Moody, the go-to targets for Grant Rock on this drive, and now nearing the red zone, a yard shy for Great Crossing. It's 3rd and 3 from just outside of the 20.
They're 100% on 3rd and inside of 3 tonight, so we'll see if we can get our first stop on 3rd and short.
Trips left, one receiver out. I'm expecting a handoff to Ballard. Instead, they throw it out in the flat again. It's complete, and spinning away from tacklers, making the catch and picking up the first down, Trey Campbell. Needed 3, got 4.5. And another chance to move the sticks for Great Crossing. A beautiful drive. That's the good news. The bad news is, Coach, you've taken about half of the third quarter off the clock by moving this football down the field.
Yeah, you really have. I thought there was a potential for a hold call on the perimeter right there. Central did not get it. I think a replay would show that it was a pretty significant hold. I thought should have been called there. You hate to see that on 3rd down, but again, 4 for 4 on 3rd down tonight on 3rd and short against the Indians.
They go back to Ballard here on 1st down. Met in the hole by 2 different Indian defenders. It was Daly who wrapped him up, grabbed his left leg and held on, but Ballard still able to pick up 3 yards on 1st down, 2nd down and 7, as they now have it at the 13-yard line. Great Crossing trying to cut into a 30-point deficit here.
It tells you about the quality of how hard that Ballard's running, because you've got Daly on his legs and you got Moose hitting him up high. And those two dudes, they lay licks on people now, so you haven't seen much of that this year. So this young man, he's a good little running back.
Yeah, you got Reeder, who we haven't talked about much tonight, Daly and McElwee, who just continue to impress throughout the season. Reeder's not on the field at the moment. Oh, yes, he's here on the right inside, I believe. He'll come in on a pressure as Rock will throw it into the end zone. Pass complete for a touchdown. Grant Rock, the sophomore, leads the Warhawks down the field. A beautiful drive that took over 6, almost 7 minutes off the clock in this early part of the third quarter. And Great Crossing relying on their young quarterback to make plays, and he ends it with a touchdown to number 3, Hunter Moody, in the back of the end zone, Coach.
Call that a smash route. So the outside receiver, he runs a quick hitch, which holds the corner. Inside receiver runs a corner route, and that opens up that exterior quarter of the field over there to drop the ball into. It's a really nice throw from the quarterback there. That's not hitting a smash concept is not an easy concept. That's a nice job by him hitting that.
Indians lead it 37-14, but the Warhawks have life on WBON TV.
Honor, integrity, excellence. When it comes to protecting your home, rely on the experts who have served our country. At VC Veterans Contracting, our mission is to make your home feel safe. Our customers constantly rate us 5 stars for our expertise and professionalism. Trust your roof to the veterans who served. Call VC Veterans Contracting today or scan the code on screen for a free quote. VC Veterans Contracting, your roof, our mission.
The heat in Kentucky hits hard. That's why having Madison HVAC on your side is so important. Don't waste time. Schedule a maintenance check on your HVAC system and make sure it's ready to handle the constant changing of the weather that comes with living in Kentucky. Your comfort is their promise. Like Madison HVACR Inc. on Facebook or schedule your maintenance checkup at 859-625-1471. Great Costing to kick it away to start this first drive of the third quarter for the Indians. And it looks like they're going to line up for an onside kick, Coach. Let's see if the Indians realize it here. Now, I know at the NFL level, if you line up for an onside, you have to let the other team know, I believe.
Yeah, you don't have to do that at
okay.
high school.
All right. So it will be an onside kick. Indians seem to know it's coming. Coach Blair made sure to let his team be aware of it. Hairston now the only person back on the return.
Needs that second bounce. There it is.
Oh, wow. They touched the football. It's loose. And Great Crossing believes they've got it. They do. What a beautiful execution there on the onside kick. And Great Crossing, who's down by now 23 points. Coach, they're still with life as an injured Indian on the field over there. Looks like Colton Johnson.
Yeah, so on the kick team, you want that second hop. That second hop is the big one. On the kick cover team, you do not want that ball to take. So that second right there.
Yep.
So I prefer my guys. So Bronson Parker's a young player there. May not know what to do there. You can touch the ball inside the 10 window.
Yeah.
The other team can't, but you can inside that 10-yard zone. We would touch that ball. I'd rather attack that, land on it there, have the ball there, than risk that second bounce when he came away from it.
Yeah, I've always been told that as the team is onside kicking, you want to be the aggressor as the return team and go after it.
100%. It depends on who you have out there, but you're putting your top guys with the best hands up front. So I would, they'll cover film, but I would think they'd want Bronson in the future to land on that ball. But this could be a big swing here with another score.
Yeah, Great Crossing took a lot of time off the clock, and they get it right back. And more importantly, that Indian defense, which was on the field for already over 6 minutes in this quarter, has to stay back out there.
Yep. Those guys aren't getting much of a break, and the best way to stop that Central offense right now is to keep them over here on the bench.
2nd down and 7 coming up after a 3-yard pickup by Ballard on first down. Central's already given up 14 points. They gave up 15 to Johnson Central. That was their most points given up this season, but they've been right around this number. They gave up 14 last week to Scott County. Their defense has been so good. Great Crossing, though, has tested them this evening. 2nd down and 7 for Rock. He'll look to throw. Got a man open on the double move.
Wide open.
It's complete. Oh, dropped.
Oh, my gosh.
That was going to be a touchdown, but Campbell, who's had a couple of mistakes tonight, he's the one that fumbled in that first half, dropped a would-be touchdown from Rock, and it was Esto on the coverage by Central. But check out this throw right on the money. And Campbell, man, I think he was already counting 6, Coach.
Man, that hurts for them. I mean, they're finding things now that are working. It was a double move.
Yeah.
It was a slanting up against a young sophomore that was against Esta Boyd. You can't draw it up any better. That's what they want. We call that a sluggo. Sluggo route is what we would have called that. Gosh, that hurts. That puts them in 3rd and medium scenario, 3rd and medium here.
Boyd now comes out of the game as Kinley checks in as the corner. Yeah, they run it on 3rd down and nowhere to go for Ballard. Got maybe half a yard. The defensive line stands him up there. It'll be 4th down and 6, and obviously Great Crossing going to go for it here with 4:10 to play in this 3rd quarter. What a night here for Madison Central. A beautiful start to the ball game. Had a huge lead at the half. Great Crossing now with the football yet again after already scoring once this quarter. It's 4th and 6 and a big play coming up for the Warhawks.
I'm not so sure what the call was there. They're throwing the ball effectively.
Yeah.
You go to a run up the gut on 3rd and 8. An update I'm seeing is Trinity 14, St. X 7.
Wow, that's a
That
big
was
score.
about 15 minutes ago.
Got a lead for Dunbar over Madison Southern, 22-15. As Rock will throw on fourth. Steps up into the pocket. He'll take off, and he is going to spin away. Central trying to keep him from getting it. How about the extra effort from Grant Rock? It looks like he's got enough for a first down. The young man would not stop. Some offensive linemen came to help him, and Rock is down on the sideline right now. He took a shot right at the end of that play, but you got to love the effort if you're a Warhawks fan.
He really reminds me of the McCorder kid from North Laurel. He just wants to put the team on his back. He's gritty, isn't he?
Man, we have talked about so many times tonight that Central has wrapped up and tackled what we've seen it all year long. But tonight, Great Crossing has tested them. And the smallest player on the field, Grant Rock, the sophomore quarterback for the Warhawks, just took a big shot but held in there and picked up the 7 yards needed to move the sticks for his team, but he paid for it at the end. He's down the field right now.
I don't think that's him down, actually. I think
no,
that's
you're right.
somebody
It's number 16.
No, it wasn't him. He came out of the pile.
That was Joel Johnson, who was at the end of the play making a block for his quarterback.
Trinity 21, X 10.
Wow, that's a big score.
Is the next update. And this is in the first half. We may be a little behind on that. I'm just giving updates as we can get them here, but that's a big score for sure.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
That's another fourth down conversion. We can't keep just letting people cross the sticks on third and fourth down.
And I'll say, what an impressive game by this young quarterback.
Yeah, he's really good.
That play kind of develops late. Moody makes a man miss. It was McElwee who missed in the backfield, but still going to be a loss of yards on the end around. Hunter Moody, kind of a delay on the snap. Moody had to kind of stand there by his quarterback for about half a second. Central read it well. McElwee just missed the tackle, but still a 2-yard loss on first down.
And I think you can feel like it almost feels like Central kind of came out half awake, and Great Crossings came out going, hey, if we score and get the ball back and score again, we're back in this ball game. You can feel a momentum shift going on right now.
2nd and 12. Indians could use a turnover here, kind of get some of that momentum back. Rock will give it to Ballard, running up the middle. Ball came out, it's loose, and Central almost fell on it. Man, we had just said a turnover there would be huge. Great Crossing lost it. Ballard, who's so steady-handed with the football, he lost it, but a heads-up play by Hunter Moody. Can we check the replay out, Gage?
Yeah, I want to see who knocked that out. It was a good hit.
Right here up the middle, we see Ballard.
Is that Snell?
Number 56 knocked it loose.
That's Lathan Cohair knocked that out.
Yeah, Cohair knocked it out. Indians almost got the turnover. Would have been right on cue had they gotten it, but it's 3rd and 6.
All right, third down. Here we go, 3rd and 6. Tonight they are 2 out of 3 in this scenario tonight.
Central showing pressure as Daly was going to come blitz on the near side. He came across in a free 5 yards. It still won't be a first down, but a much more manageable 3rd and 1 now for Great Crossing.
We are 0 for on 3rd and 1 right now. It's they're 4 for 4 in this scenario tonight, so a stop would be much warranted. I don't sense urgency from our defense on 3rd down this season. Now, hey, it's a bend but don't break defense. It's a bend, buckle down as you get tight to the field, and that's okay, and that works. I mean, they're giving up 9 points a game. They're doing something right, but 3rd down urgency is not something I felt much out of this group.
Bunch formation near side with a fullback and a tight end lined up to the left. They'll fake it to Ballard on the right side. Rock is going to lose a yard all the way back to the 32-yard line. So a full 1.5 yards needed now on 4th down for Great Crossing to pick it up. And I'll be honest with you, I was surprised they didn't just give it to Ballard.
Yeah, I don't quite understand. A lot of teams do this now. They get in the gun on these 3rd and short scenarios. And that, fans at home, if you ever wonder why snap it back 5 yards to move forward 1, I agree with you. I'm not a big fan of being in the gun on 3rd and short if you're going to run the ball. I don't care if everybody in the stadium knows you're going to do it. They've done it well tonight, so we'll see what they do here.
Back in the pistol.
Tight formation set.
Rock's got Ballard behind him. Oh, they're going to run the fake. Yeah, Ballard kept it himself. They get tricky with it, and they've got enough for a first down.
It's going to be really close.
But it looked like Ballard's got it.
Daly met him in the hole.
Kept him from it.
It's going to be really close. The spot is everything here.
Oh, wow. That spot's favorable for Central.
It really is. It's probably going to get a measurement.
Yeah. What do you think about the call, though? I like the trickiness, but if you're Central there, how do you not, as Rock takes off toward the sideline, they snap it directly to Ballard, and now a measurement will decide fourth down.
You know, something worth noting here, it was a nice play by Daly, but Herbst is the one that came in with the second hit that stopped the momentum. He was driving Daly, and Herbst came from the safety position and put his pads down on him.
It's short. Wow, barely short.
It is short by a hair.
That is about half an inch from being a first down.
They got their stops on third and short and fourth and short when they needed it, didn't they?
That spot was everything. The Indians got a favorable spot, and they'll get the football on a turnover on downs. Second time tonight that Great Crossing has given it back on a turnover on downs. But if you're Madison Central, the good news after all that is essentially Great Crossing had the ball for the entire third quarter, scored one time, so you still have this big lead with 1:05 left in the third.
Yeah, if you're just tuning in, there's not a running clock, and this is the first series for the offense in this half.
They'll go back to work with a handoff to Compton. Compton makes another man miss. Quincy Compton has been so good tonight on breaking tackles. Broke one there and able to pick up 6 yards.
Gage, if we could get a replay on that. He has the perimeter here. Yeah, we just saw there at the end of it. But I felt he had the perimeter to bounce. He went vertical, and then he ran into the back of some guys and then bounced.
And he came out further to the side.
Yeah, I think he had a lot of green on the edge. He had a lot of green right there.
Second down as Herbst will go up under center. Sends Compton in motion. They'll give it to Barnes. And a good job there wrapping up and making the tackle. Ashton Hackney, the junior, makes the stop, and Barnes, very rarely do you see him go down on first contact. Only got a yard there, so it will bring up 3rd and 3.
Yeah, that was a nice tackle by the young man. G scheme there again. I couldn't tell if that was a design give or maybe a read in that scenario. Sometimes in a scenario where you have a guy there ready to make the play, maybe that's a pull scenario, but it's hard to tell if that was a design read or not.
Central takes a 37-14 lead into the fourth quarter. We'll step aside for a quick 30-second. We'll take a 30-second commercial break and come right back on WBON TV. Pruitt & Sons Auctioneers have over 24 years experience in the auction industry. Whether you're selling real estate, personal property, or liquidating your assets, Pruitt & Sons can help take your property to auction and walk you through the process. Serving all over Central Kentucky, visit PruittAuctioneers.com. And remember, Angela Pruitt for all your real estate needs as well. Back here on WBON TV, John Clark, Michael Watkins with you as we go to the fourth quarter, and the Indians on homecoming trying to close out the Warhawks of Great Crossing with a big lead, 37-14. It's third down and a long 2, short 3 for the Indians as they come out to start the fourth.
Yeah, it's the offense they needed that time in the quarter there just to get stretched out a little bit. They've been sitting on the sideline the whole second half. Talk about a tale of two different halves, right?
Yeah, Central, who was dominant in the first half, now has their first drive here in the third quarter, and it'll be a Corinthian Barnes carry. Barnes has a first down. Needed 3.5, got 5 to move the sticks up to the 42-yard line. And this is where Central can be so dangerous, Coach, because they've got this big lead, and they can just give it to their different set of running backs, whether it be to Bruce or Compton or Barnes, and just work this clock, get the ball up the field, and try to just put this game away.
Yep, and that's why you see Great Crossings with the onside kicks going for on fourth down. They want to give the ball back over to the Indians.
1st and 10 as we dip under 11.5 to play in the fourth. They'll give it to Compton. Quincy dancing around the back. That's to Bruce, Davion across midfield and down to the 49 of Great Crossing, gain of 7. Davion to Bruce showing some shiftiness himself. And Davion kind of a quiet ball carrier. Doesn't get a ton of touches, but he makes the most of them when he does. And now Central going to go quick here as Great Crossing has an injured player here. Yeah, there was an injured player who didn't fall down. The Great Crossing coaching staff was telling him to fall down before Central snapped the football, but the whistle came right before the snap. And I believe Great Crossing has called a timeout. They have with 11:05 to play. But, Coach, right there, a very smart decision. The Central coaching staff noticed the injured player, and they told their offense, hey, get out there, snap the football, because he was just trying to get off the sideline. Heads-up play there by the Indians coaching staff.
Yeah, hard to tell in that scenario if they were already in a hurry-up mode.
Yeah.
Because it is hard to catch some of those things that quickly. But, yeah.
They've done a couple of times tonight where they've sent them back out there quickly.
Yeah, they're trying to run a quick hitter, which can get people, a lot of teams call that NASCAR or something. They have like a pace setter where it's like one play each week you go into, where if we decide to go fast on the snap, it's like this is the one play we're going to run every time, and there's a different play each week. A lot of guys will do that. Notice Great Crossing's come out in a little different defensive set this half. They were in a 44 in the first half, and it looks like they're in more of a 52 this half right now. Possibly another hand down.
Yeah, they got 5 guys.
Yeah, they're in a 52 this half now.
Herb's going to keep it himself here.
First carry of the game.
Yeah, Carson's got a big hole. Had he beat the last guy there, that would have been a touchdown for Carson, but a good job by Herbst to get the first down. And an interesting play there, kind of running behind the fake. He faked the handoff to Barnes and then followed Barnes right behind him through the hole.
Yeah, you were just talking about Davion DeBruce a minute ago when he had that carry. He doesn't get a lot of touches, but I'll tell you what the young man does. He is a fantastic blocker out of the backfield, and that is hard to do. It is hard to run full speed and make contact with somebody and stay on him. And he is a big key to lead blocking for these other backs often.
So 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. Compton in motion here. They give it to Barnes. They'll fake it to Barnes. And Herbst, I think he was trying to pitch it out and just could not get it free. He ends up picking up 4, maybe 5 yards on the carry. Back to DeBruce. When I talked to him before the season, we were doing our season preview, spoke to him and several of the other seniors. He really credited Bryant Mathis, who was the running back here last year, played some safety, now playing wide receiver over at Eastern Kentucky University. But he really credited Bryant for kind of leading the way for him. He learned a lot from Bryant, knew him his whole life, played a lot of football underneath Bryant, who was a senior last season. But really credited him for what he did in kind of teaching Davion how to play the running back position. Speaking of the running back position, Corinthian Barnes now over in the tent being checked out by the orthopedic sports and physical therapy staff as the Indians have a flag come out during the snap. That's not what you want to see if you're a Central fan. Corinthian Barnes now being looked at by the training staff.
Yeah, let's hope that's nothing serious. I mean, he came off on his own, was able to hustle over a little bit. Looks like they're looking at potentially an ankle with him. Let's hope that young man's okay. I like the way he plays, man. You don't like to see that for any kid, but he's a big part of what they do offensively. Looks like a false start on Central here that backed them up.
Yeah, so it's 2nd and 10 after a 5-yard gain by Barnes or by Herbst on the first down carry. They had the false start on the ensuing play, and now it's 2nd and 10.
Bronson Parker is in at fullback for Barnes.
Davion DeBruce in motion. Herbst a big hole. Carson up the sideline. Tries to stiff arm a defender. He's pushed out of bounds as he gets it across the 15. But Carson Herbst now getting in on the action, Coach.
Yeah, his first 2 carries of the game have come in the second half late here. But he's effective with his legs, isn't he?
Yeah, Carson, kind of sneaky athlete. He had 2 interceptions in that win over Scott County last week. We've obviously seen what he can do throwing the football, but he's got that extra gear as well. When he gets some space, he kind of just hits the gas and really takes off. It's 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line here as Carson goes back up under center. And Davion in motion. Herbst lost the football.
Took a shot. That's going to be a penalty.
That's going to be a targeting penalty on the defender that came in and hit a defenseless quarterback in Carson Herbst, who hopped right back up. But he took a very dangerous shot. Check it out here, folks, on the replay.
I think the young man's going for the ball. he's diving for the ball, and it ends up being head-to-head. That stuff has changed a lot in the game. I don't love the call personally, because to me it's just a live ball. You've got a guy who's going for the football. It was not intentional at all. Carson was sitting in an awkward position. I'm not a fan of the call, to be honest. I'm big on protecting the players on the field, but that's a live football. You can't expect the kid from Great Crossing not to take a shot to dive at the ball.
Half the distance to the goal makes it 1st and 5 for Central inside the 10. Ball is at the 7-yard line as Herbst goes back up under center. Glad to see he's okay. Still checking on Corinthian Barnes, who's now out of the tent. They're going to throw to Lawson, and Christian just a little bit too high out of his reach. It'll be 2nd down for the Indians.
He didn't get a great release on that play. It was a nice job by the DB rerouting him way inside, so he had to come far back out. A little better release there. They definitely had the size mismatch, just didn't time up right.
Good news for Central. Corinthian Barnes back in the game after being checked out by the orthopedic sports and physical therapy training staff. They do a great job of taking care of both Madison Central and Madison Southern athletes throughout the seasons, whether it be football, basketball, volleyball, whatever the case is. They will make sure the athletes are back out there on the field and court. Carson goes to Barnes. Corinthian working on a 4-touchdown night. On his birthday, he will celebrate in style.
Good for that young man.
4th touchdown of the game for Corinthian Barnes, and that one might help put this game away as they go right back to Barnes, who had a quick breather with the injury. He'll take it to the near side and really untouched until he got to the goal line. 6 more for Barnes, who has had a terrific season. But, Coach, the last 2 weeks, they have really relied upon him. And now with 10 touchdowns on the season for Corinthian Barnes.
Yep. I mean, he's really putting this offense on his shoulders, and that's what you need. You need a workhorse in this type of system. Great lead block by DeBruce there as well. Just offensively, things look real smooth. Well, I tell you what, Barnes and McAwee are both going to need that bye week, though, aren't they? They're heavy hitters. They carry both sides of the ball a lot with what they're doing, and they're going to need a little bit of rest next week. So that bye week's coming at a perfect time for them.
We'll be right back on WBON TV.
When life gets complicated, you need someone who understands. Since 2003, Blevins Law has navigated real estate closings, wills, estates, car accidents, and personal injury cases with care and clarity. If your family has experienced death or injury, make Blevins your first call.
Blevins Law. Compassionate, reliable, real. Call 859-985-5410 to hire Blevins Law for the win. Office is located at 400 Richmond Road, North Berea, or search blevinslaw.net to contact them today. Back on WBON TV, Madison Central with a 43-14 lead after the 4th Corinthian Barnes touchdown of the game. And Coach, the Great Crossing offense has shown the ability to move the football. Yet Central still with this big 43-14 lead. They've done a good job of getting stops when they've absolutely had to tonight, but there are still some things that worry you if you're an Indians fan.
Yeah, the 3rd down and 4th down conversion ratio has been concerning for me. I do think that's something that they'll choose to work on, but there's been a lot of improvements tonight as well. I think the special teams continues to look good. You did have a scenario with an onside kick they lost, but how many of those do you face throughout the season? It's good to get one of those earlier in the season, to be honest, to get a chance to look at it.
8:15 to go in the 4th quarter. It's a 43-14 lead as Great Crossing will have the offense come back out onto the field.
All right, just looking on the field to see who's out there. Looks like a lot of the defensive starters with some subs here and there. So still mixing guys in.
And I like getting some of these younger guys some more reps. Boyd's back in there at corner on the near side. They'll hand it off to Ballard, who makes a couple of men miss.
Man, look at this guy run.
Ballard still on his feet, wrapped up. Compton will make the stop, but man, Luke Ballard, He is so hard to bring down. Has a first down to the 40-yard line, a huge run on first down for the Warhawks.
You know, we just got asked about his stats. We don't have a stats guy with us tonight, but he's got to be well over 100 yards tonight, don't you think? I mean, he's fun to watch, isn't he? And he's doing this against a defense that was giving up 3.1 yards a carry against teams like Scott County and Johnson Central, which are run-heavy teams.
Yeah.
That tells you how good this young man is.
Yeah, Ballard over 2,000 yards last year as there's an injured Indian. It looks like Quincy Compton may be cramping up. We hope that's just the case. We'll step aside and be right back as they work on him down the field on WBON TV.
Gillum Sports Lounge isn't just a place for good food and hospitality. It's about gathering with family and friends, satisfying those taste buds, and cheering on your favorite team. You can't go wrong with one of their delicious burgers, salads, pizzas, or one of their many appetizers. Order online or stop in and see for yourself why Gillum Sports Lounge has been a staple in Richmond for almost 20 years. Located inside the Richmond Mall. Gillum Sports Lounge. Like them on Facebook to see more.
Bills don't care when payday is. But with CVNB's new checking account, you access your paycheck up to 2 days early, giving you faster access to your money when it matters most. Cover rent, buy groceries, pay your bills. Skip the stress before payday even hits. Open your account today at cvnb.com or visit your local CVNB branch. CVNB. Think better.
Out of the timeout, Rock is dancing around, making people miss. Such an athletic sophomore quarterback for Great Crossing, and he's able to pick up a couple of yards and get it across the 45 to the 46-yard line on first down, a gain of 6 for the Warhawks quarterback. Second down and 4 coming up. Back to Ballard, who had that big run before the injury. Looking at on his Twitter, his X account, he has one Division I offer right now. Somebody's got to come get this kid.
Who's his offer from?
It doesn't say who it's from.
Okay.
It just says one D1 offer.
He's really impressive, man. He's noticeably he's different. The way he moves, the way he slides through contact. He runs very powerful. He's a patient runner. He's got great vision.
And right on cue, a big hole for Ballard again as he gets it across midfield and down to the 46 of the Indians. Even further down, they're going to mark this out of bounds. I thought he was stepped out of bounds at the 46. They say the 37-yard line. So another big run for Ballard. And, Coach, the thing about him, you know, a lot of coaches look at running backs. You want a shifty guy. He's got it all. And even if you don't want him to play running back at the next level, he is a kid that seems like he could play a couple of different positions at the next level in football.
Agreed. Two things I like the most about him. We talked about his vision, but the other thing is people grab a leg a lot on him because they can't bring him down. He runs on a single leg well. Like if you have one leg tied up, he's still running on his other leg, which is really impressive.
Rock.
That's got to be a penalty.
Flag.
Yeah, I mean, Moose hit him right in the face. That's going to get called every time. He jumped and he hit him right in the head. That's going to be a personal foul.
Roughing the passer on McElwee. It was a late call, but it was probably the right call.
It was the right call,
as McElwee came bearing down as Rock let it fly. And another mistake by Central. Not as crisp and clean here in the third and fourth quarter as we saw in the first half.
Yeah, and I don't mind Moose leaving his feet there to try to block the ball. It's just how you come down after the ball's away matters there, and that's what they called there. They had a guy open downfield. Had a shot at 6 right there. And again, Great Crossings. You've got to be excited about the young quarterback. I think he's going to be a really talented player.
Yeah, they got some young players around him as well. But Great Crossings got to be excited about the future of this football team as Rock looking to throw. That
Closing in
pass
on
is,
it.
Oh, great read by Hairston.
Really nice.
As they throw it to the far side of the field. That's a long throw for that young quarterback, and Hairston read it well as they get a loss of 2 on the play.
Yeah, when you don't give them a reason to backpedal when they set up the screen fast on the perimeter, those guys can come downhill right away. It's a very long throw. A lot of people don't realize a football field's over 50 yards wide. So when you're throwing from the hash to the numbers, you're looking at a 30-yard throw, 25 to 35-yard throw right there. That's tough to put that on a rope for a sophomore.
And he kind of showed where he was going with it almost immediately after taking the snap. So Central read it well. It's 2nd and 12. Two receivers each way for Rock. Ballard still on the sideline for the moment. They'll throw. Rock looking over the middle. It's going to be complete, and Moody makes the catch, and another pass over the middle. Coach, we saw that a lot last week. Scott County had a lot of open targets over the middle, and this time it's Great Crossing finding Moody over the middle for a 1st and goal.
Yeah, it was a nice tackle. Who made that tackle? Was that 30?
That's Kinley.
Yeah, it was a really nice tackle by Kinley. It's a one-on-one open field scenario right there. For a young player, could be a scenario where you just older kid pulls out of that. That's a nice rep for him.
1st and goal for the Warhawks. Trips left, one receiver right. Still no Ballard in the backfield as Rock makes sure his receivers are set. And they're going to call a timeout. Has to call the TO to make sure they get set up. They will take it with 5:33 to play in the 4th on WBON TV.
It's that time of year when we are day and night driving with our kids all over. Your car never stops. At Amco Transmissions, we make sure to keep you rolling. We have the latest technology, certified technicians, and longest warranty to keep your vehicles running strong. We specialize in all foreign and domestic transmissions, drivetrain, or just general maintenance. Did you know at Amco, the average customer saves $1,800 in comparison to the dealer? And Amco has a longer warranty. Come see us at Amco Transmission for the best service and the cheapest prices around. AA MC.
Cars of Kentucky is a proud sponsor of Eastern Kentucky University Athletics. In Richmond, we bleed maroon. Go Colonels. And when you're ready for your next pre-owned automobile, swing on over to Cars of Kentucky. Cars of Kentucky has vehicles starting at $3,000 and up, so we literally have something for every budget. 356 Big Hill Avenue in Richmond, or check them out, carsofkentucky.com. Let's go Colonels.
We come back to the action. Gage, if we can see the replay there. Missed a little bit of that play as Rock threw it into the end zone. It looked like good coverage, but there was some jockeying for position. I believe it was Hairston that's called for the pass interference. Yeah, great coverage.
Reached across
but he did come across the body of the intended receiver. That'll draw the flag every time. So another 1st and goal for Great Crossing. Now at the 3-yard line. And still no Luke Ballard out there for the Warhawks. So you got to wonder if he's okay. He is actually being looked at under their tent by their athletic training staff. So hopefully that young man is okay. We talked about how good he's been tonight. It is 1st and goal for the Warhawks. Central showing blitz. They'll bring it and taking it up the middle. No sign yet. They're going to say out of the end zone. Did not get across the goal line as they gave it to their backup running back. That is number 30 for Great Crossing, trying to get that name on the roster here, but did not get it across. It will be 2nd and goal, and the handoff went to Braylon Williams.
Yeah, and D-line right now for Central. You've got Inchu in there. You've got Parker Bronson at nose, and then you've also got number 55, Jaden Atkins, has been getting a lot of reps this series.
You want to try the quarterback sneak.
He's not in.
Yeah, he is not anywhere close. Colton Johnson came in to wrap him up and bring him down from the defensive end spot. It'll be 3rd and goal for Great Crossing. No gain on the play, and now it's time for, there's a flag.
Really nice job there by Inchu.
False start against Great Crossing, Coach.
And the play ran. So, I mean, it's good to get a rep like that for your young guys and some of those different guys. But what a rep by Inchu, Parker, and Atkins there. I mean, there was a lot of penetration by those guys. They stonewalled them. That was a nice rep by those 3.
So it will be 2nd down and goal from the 6.
I think you're back to normal offensive play here.
2 receivers each way. Looking to throw over the middle. Pass incomplete. Looking for a flag. No flags there. And there was some contact in the back of the end zone. It's 3rd and goal.
That is an RPO. Some people call that a quick slant RPO. Some people call it some similar names are like a lookie. He's basically looking if there's green open to where that skinny post is being run or that quick slant, and he's going to throw into it. I thought the route looked a little flat and was covered well. I was surprised he threw that ball. They're trying to sneak one in there, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
Over the top.
3rd and goal. And I like letting this kid just throw. Let's just figure it out here. On 3rd down, trips right, 1 receiver left.
Moving around a little bit.
Rock will throw
Pressure.
again. Over the middle. It's caught. A touchdown for Great Crossing. Complete to number 16, Joel Johnson, who was injured earlier in the game. A good throw over the middle. Johnson snuck between two defenders, and the pass is complete. In on the coverage for Central, you had McElwee along with Boyd, but the touchdown for Great Crossing now gives them 20 points, the most Central has given up this season.
Yeah. This team's better than their record's going to show. I'll tell you, there's also things that you see as a coach that show you it's a well-coached team. Their backs block very well out of the backfield.
Yeah, two-point conversion's good as well.
Yep.
Complete to Moody over the middle, so two-point conversion is good. It's 43-22. Central with the big lead, but not closing out the way they would like with 4:16 to go on WBON TV.
Batteries Unlimited in Richmond has you covered with all your battery needs, plus they're your local stop for U-Haul and your vehicle key and fob headquarters. Check out their new auto detail shop, Aces Detailing, located at Batteries Unlimited. They do simple detailing with a deep, thorough clean for the inside, wash and wax options for the outside, and a deep clean of the engine bay when your ride is dirty. Check out Aces Detailing at Batteries Unlimited.
When the awful Michigan weather makes its way down I-75, you want your vehicle ready for anything. Holland Sons Auto Care knows there's no good time to break down, but especially when it's ice cold outside. So get that preventative maintenance taken care of at Holland Sons on North Keeneland Drive in Richmond. Holland Sons works on the smallest repairs all the way up to major engine work, and they can work on Chevy, Mercedes, and everything in between. So no need to take your German car up to Lexington to overpay when Holland Sons is just off exit 90 in Richmond. Call 859-626-7695 for Holland Sons Auto Care.
We're back on WBON TV. John Clark, Michael Watkins here with you as the onside kick coming again from Great Crossing.
Got it.
The high snap.
He's got to hold it.
And Kinley will come to get it for the Indians. Gavin Kinley running near sideline, and he will lower his shoulder, run out of bounds. A heads-up play there by Kinley, coach. He went after it like we talked about following the last onside kick. He'll take some time off the clock with that return.
Yeah, and Great Crossings had it. Came right out of their hands. That's pretty wild. They had possession of the ball. He lost it. So there's a break there for the Indians. It looks like onside coverage might be something that they need to work on the bye week a little bit as well. But that's a great, what a kick by the kicker for Great Crossings. That's two very well executed onside kicks that took a big hop.
1st and 10 as Herbst will go up under center. Carson gives it to Barnes. Nowhere to go for Corinthian. And, I think we've talked about it, Coach. I can't remember a time. Well, obviously we don't have the stats in front of us or things like that, but I don't think one time this year Corinthian Barnes has lost a yard on a carry.
Yeah, if he has, it's been one. But he's always falling forward, always moving forward. And that looked like a triple that might have been a wrong read to where it should have been pulled. So to get positive yards on a bad read means things are going well offensively.
2nd down as the Indians obviously ready to work this clock. A 1st down, maybe 2, should be able to put this game away. It'll take at least 2 first downs.
So what Herbst is doing is he's looking for the back judge. When his hand goes up, that means there's 5 seconds left on the clock. So he's watching that guy to.
Davion DeBruce going to break one. On homecoming, another senior scores 6. A 51-yarder now and another big play for the Indians offense.
I think he's faster than Compton.
Yeah, it's close.
He looks really explosive.
Check out the explosiveness right here. As he hits that second level, boom, right there, he is gone.
By his 4th step, he's at full speed almost there. He is very fast. Very fast. I like to see that young man get that touchdown right there. He spends a lot of the game just being a worker in there, and it's good to see him get a chance to take that rock into the end zone.
A 50-piece for the Indians. If they can kick this extra point with 3:07 to play in the 4th quarter. Snap is down, and the kick is up through the uprights. 50-22 Madison Central.
Yeah,
Indians for the second straight week, Coach, looking pretty good as Davion DeBruce getting some hugs over on the sideline. What a play by the senior as they build this lead even further on WBON TV.
Cars break down. Tires go flat. Check engine lights show up at the worst possible time. Don't break the bank fixing your car when ABR Auto Recyclers has you covered. They have good used tires, a huge selection of parts, and they can get a large selection of aftermarket parts shipped overnight. They're just a quick drive down 4 Mile, and you can't miss them on Box Ankle Road. You can save 50 to 75% off retail prices. Go see Scott and the gang or check them out online at abrautorecyclers.net.
We would like to invite you to join our family at Bishop's Small Engine Repair.
Outdoor Power has become a family tradition, with 3 generations here bringing you years of experience.
We will help you find the best selection of outdoor power equipment from Cadet, Grasshopper, DeWalt, Makita, Echo, Shindawa, and now Steel in our Georgetown store.
Or bring your equipment into our service department. We will keep it running for years to come.
And as with all families, we have to keep Mama happy. So come on in and see us at Bishop's Small Engine Repair in Richmond and in Georgetown.
Peyton Gilboa will kick it away as Madison Central builds a 50-22 lead. And the return, fumbled by the return man, finally able to pick it up as Johnson takes off. Got tripped up there. But, Coach, we saw after the play a very emotional Davion DeBruce, and rightfully so. This young man talked about him playing behind Bryant Mathis, learning a lot from Bryant Mathis, and that touchdown, not only was it the first of this season, the first touchdown in the career of Davion DeBruce.
That's really exciting, man. I mean, I love the way he plays. That's a big congratulations to that young man. You know, it's funny, you got a guy there, it's his first touchdown, and then you turn around that kickoff, and Keenan Clevenger makes the tackle on that kickoff. He's a freshman. That may have been his first ever varsity tackle.
Yeah.
It's good to see stuff like that. He's excited.
So for Central, obviously, this game out of reach for Great Crossing. They're going to continue probably throwing the football. We might be here a little bit longer, but what an impressive way for Central to back-to-back weeks. You know, we know this Great Crossing team had some high expectations coming into the year. Not maybe what they thought this season would be for them. Now going to drop to 1-5. But for Central, 2 weeks in a row, you finally start to see this team put things together. You get the open week, and then you head into those games that really matter with Douglas Station and GRC awaiting. Yeah,
how they handle the open week will be a big deal because you have momentum right now. I love momentum. I don't like a break when my team has momentum. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle the bye week. Weather will be different 2 weeks from now. They're built for cold weather the way they play. Yeah, it should be.
It is Kentucky.
Yeah. But it's been good to see the secondary was much improved tonight.
Yeah, now Great Crossing got some of their younger players in the game. They're still going to throw, though, and it's almost picked off. Almost intercepted as the defender.
Jacob Strange, it looks like.
Got in there
freshman.
And almost picked that one off.
Yeah, it's fun to let some of these young guys play in here. You got a lot of freshmen and sophomore on the field.
How about the arm of the quarterback, though, for Great Crossing getting in there?
Yeah, these guys. Man, you talk about your first reps in varsity. Like, I mean, it's the highlight of your life for a couple of years till you really get in there. It's fun to watch some freshmen get in the game.
Yeah, Jacob Strange almost hauled that one in. Great Crossing gives it to
big
number
boy
20. Yeah, the big fullback getting in on the action as carrying it. Yafeth Gomez, the sophomore.
He's a thumper now. He drops those pads, doesn't he?
Moves the sticks to the 26-yard line.
I think I really am encouraged by what I see out of Great Crossing. They're well coached. You can just see it. Like I mentioned before, you don't see a lot of high school running backs pass proing well. They do. That's coaching. They haven't had a lot of mistakes with alignment. I think they're doing a lot of things well. Encouraged. I think they're going to have a good team. They just need to stay the course.
They'll hand it off to Gomez again. This time not as much running room. Got a couple.
Nice tackle by Mathis there, it looked like.
Yeah, Mathis in on the stop. Some of these younger guys still getting reps. See Kinley, Boyd out there with
Wiley. So Mathis and Parker they're tricky younger guys because they're sophomores, but they play a lot of time on varsity too, and they love this cleanup time.
Oh, for sure.
For them, it's just like they don't get this often. He's getting pulled.
Yeah,
he's getting put back in. Oh, now we got a problem. Hey, it's hard when you don't have headsets on. You're trying to play a lot of these younger guys, and you don't always, some of them play JV, they play freshman,
Yeah.
you don't coach them. So getting the right personnel on the field can be an issue sometimes when you're trying to play younger guys.
Screen pass out in the flat. Central read it well, and making the stop is getting across the 31. The receiver gains 3 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Earlier we were talking about Javius Fields. Haven't said his name tonight. And then notice, I think he is actually not playing this evening. Fields has had a couple of nice plays for Central this year. Him and Canterbury have spent some time doing some different things, but have yet to see either one of those guys out on the field this evening. And Coach, we talked about Davion Bruce down here by himself right now. I think it just talks about, I think he's just trying to soak it all in.
Yeah, it's a big deal for him.
Man, Gomez. This young man, he is a bowling ball.
He's a load,
rolling through defenders.
Look, you remember Maurice Jones-Drew?
Oh, yeah.
All his weight was from his hips to his knees. That's how this young man is. I bet he squats a lot of weight.
And Gomez, only a sophomore, too. He's going to get better.
Yeah.
You put him with this quarterback. They got a couple of younger wide receivers.
They're going to have a good team. They're well coached. They're disciplined. They play hard the whole game. They're going to be fine.
1st and 10, and they could still make some noise later on this year as well.
Absolutely.
This might be the final play of the game. They'll hand it off, and getting 3 yards is number 33, Landon Pham. Or excuse me, that's the Central 33. Let's go back to the Great Crossing roster. And number 33 is Landon Martin. And that'll be the final play of the game. Madison Central on homecoming night. The Indians knock off the Warhawks 50-22. Several big plays tonight, Coach, from start to finish. A lot of explosiveness being sown. And what a way to cap off homecoming as the Indians win. And the final verdict is in tonight. Madison Central 50-22 as they defeat Great Crossing. And folks, that is our Blevins Law Office final verdict. When you want results that win, trust Blevins Law Office in Berea. And tonight it's Madison Central with the victory 50-22 over Great Crossing. We'll step aside to wrap things up when we come back on the CG Bank postgame show. Central, a big win on homecoming on WBON TV.
When you grow up in Richmond, there are 2 traditions you know by heart.
Jack Burford Chevrolet and EKU football.
Jack Burford Chevrolet isn't just a place to buy a car. It's where generations of Central Kentucky families have started their journey.
More than just a school, EKU is the heartbeat of this town, a cornerstone where tradition, pride, and a winning spirit come together.
Jack Burford Chevrolet and EKU football. 2 Richmond icons, 1 winning tradition.
We're back to wrap things up on the CG Bank postgame show. CG Bank wants you to know you're taken care of wherever life takes you. Ask about Kasasha Cashback Checking with 4% cashback on debit card purchases with CG Bank. Visit cgbank.com to see more. John Clark, Michael Watkins to wrap things up with you, Coach. And what a victory for Madison Central. Obviously, still some things you want to clean up. You're a former coach, so you always try to find something to kind of coach on. 3rd down, 4th down tonight. Onside kicks, things like that. But offensively, early on in the season, it was the defense where it seemed like everything was going right. Offensively, we had some complaints. Now the offense, these last 2 weeks, looks really, really good. And it's the defensive side that now has some worries.
Yeah, and here's the thing. They're clicking on both sides. I don't want to act like they're not. I mean, they played a very good game. There was a lot of subbing of some young guys in the second half, and they gave up a few more points late. So I'm not stressed about that. And, things like the onside kick, you don't do that live in practice.
Yeah.
So it's actually really good to get that during the season because now they have live reps on tape and they can coach it. So those things are going to improve. What's bad is when you come out of games, season's halfway over. This is week 5, right? So they're at the halfway point, playing really well. And instead of us saying there's all this stuff that needs to be fixed, there's 1 or 2 things each week. And that's when you know signs of like, okay, if we can dial this in, then you can be playing really, really good football by the playoffs as long as you stay healthy.
Gage, let's do our drive of the game if we can look at that real quick. Appreciate Gage Hill, our producer here tonight, as John Clark and Michael Watkins wrap things up. There's a big run by Ballard. But our drive of the game is brought to you by Jack Burford Chevrolet. Jack Burford Chevrolet has the best in both new and used Chevrolets and other models as well. Here in Richmond, they are located on the Eastern Bypass across from Walmart. To see more of the inventory, you can check them out online at jackburford.com. And our drive of the game, we'll see it right here, folks. The 80-yard touchdown run from Quincy Compton, where he just took off and was not going to be denied. It was a one-play 80-yard drive, and that really kind of set the tone after Great Crossing had just scored to make it an 8-7 lead for the Indians. This drive of the game, brought to you by Jack Burford Chevrolet, was a Quincy Compton 80-yard score that really helped push the Indians out in front, and a big play by Compton.
Yeah, the three-headed monster of DeBruce, Compton, and Barnes.
5 of them tonight, 5 touchdowns.
Really wore out Great Crossing, and then
6 touchdowns. Barnes had 4 himself,
and Herbst himself barely carried the rock much tonight. So they really they're developing a 4-headed monster back there is what they're doing, which is I don't know if I'll quite call them the 4 horsemen yet, but they're clicking nice right now, aren't they?
I'll tell you what, I want to say thank you to you, too. I mean, you have come on this season with us, and we talked a lot during the summer and kind of getting things going, but it has been so much fun. 6 weeks have already gone by, which is crazy
it's
to
wild,
me.
Isn't it?
We've had a lot of fun doing these games through 6 weeks.
I appreciate you guys having me. It's been I never, if you'd have told me a couple years ago I'd be calling Madison Central games on Friday night, I'd have called you a liar. This has been a lot of fun. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Indians look good, and we got to give our guy, Corinthian Barnes, a special happy birthday shout-out. Huge performance from him. We don't have the official stats, but we do know he hit pay dirt 4 times tonight for Madison Central and helping them knock off Great Crossing 50-22. No game next week. Indians enter the bye week at 4-2. Big win here tonight. 2 impressive victories, and now they go into district play following that open week next week. It'll be Douglas, Bryan Station, GRC. 3 big ones as we go down the stretch, and then, of course, the really big one at the end of the year against St. X.
Yeah, and just the mentality of this team, you can tell there's a lot of maturity on the field in the senior leadership, and even some of the juniors like Herbst and them, you can see that they're just a couple plays away from going into the bye week undefeated.
Yeah,
they really are. So they've got to feel great about where they are. The staff's got to feel good about where they are. Everybody's healthy, and as a Central fans, you've got to be really excited. This team is starting to show. Like I'm telling you right now, they're showing signs of a team that can make a deep playoff run. They really are.
Central wins 50-22. They give up the most points they've given up this year, but they also score the most they've scored in a game this year. A 50-burger tonight against Great Crossing. For Gage Hill, Copeland Peterson, and Landon Eads, our camera guys tonight. Gage Hill, our producer. He's John Clark. I'm Michael Watkins. We'll see you next week. Not us. We'll be on a bye week. Southern will be at, I think they have a home game against Montgomery County. Is that next week? Eagles back at home.
I think they are,
Yeah, so we'll have that game for you on WBON TV, so be sure to tune into that. But for us, we'll have a bye week and get ready for district play as we head down the stretch of high school football season. Thanks for watching with us here on WBON TV.